Apocalypse mobile phone system. This video is purely for entertainment and does not infringe on copyrights or laws. The rights to the novel and image belong to the original author. We do not claim ownership. Don't like waiting and want to listen to this fanfic in full now? Subscribe to our Patreon, where you'll find the best fanfics. Chapter 301, Fence Sitter. In the dim cell, several Yamen runners who had been stripped of their uniforms were now wearing the tattered slave suits that Xiao Yao had thrown at them, and several of them were still angrily speaking ill of Xiao Yao. Ouch ouch! A young Yamen runner lying in the corner was crying softly, holding his ear in his hand, cursing Xiao Yao from time to time. The part where the ear was cut off had been bandaged with a tattered t-shirt, and you could see that the bright red blood had seeped through the bandaged t-shirt. This was a prison cell. There was no condition for bandaging, so he could only deal with it like this for now. It's over. It's been so long. I'm afraid my ear can't be sewn up. Xiao Zhou, you just talk too fast. That fat man looks like a werewolf. How can you not control your mouth? Now that you've lost an ear, you'll remember it in the future. I'm just feeling sorry for Yamen runner Wu. Xiao Zhou, please say less in the future. You've lost an ear. Old Wu, I'm sorry for you. If we can get out safely, I'll apply for a second-class merit for you. Then I'll have to rely on Chief Wu. Ouch! Xiao Zhou covered her ears again. Oh, there were no ears. She was covering the place where her ears used to be, and she kept whimpering in pain. Chief Wu, this fat guy is even worse than Chief Wang and the others. He kills and injures people at every turn. We must arrest him, sentence him to death, and execute him immediately. Xiao Chu said angrily, as if Xiao Yao had raped her. Xiao Chu, you should control your temper. This fat man doesn't play by the rules and is decisive in killing. Your attitude towards him just now was not very good. You have already walked on the edge of death? Will he really kill me? It's hard to say. From the way he attacked, he doesn't care whether you are a woman or not. Moreover, when he came to change his clothes just now, I paid special attention to his expression. Although he was wearing sunglasses, I could tell from his attitude towards you that he has no interest in you. Who asked him to be interested in me? Xiao Chu, listen to what I have to say. He has no interest in you, but you have repeatedly provoked him, but he didn't kill you. This shows that he still shows mercy to women. If he comes again next time, you'd better not provoke him. Once a person's bottom line is provoked too much, he will really be ruthless. Okay, I get it, Chief Wu. Xiao Chu angrily tore a piece of waste paper at hand. This fat guy actually had no interest in him. The way the other people looked at him, the possessiveness could be felt through the iron bars. If it weren't for Chief Wang's special instructions, I would have been pulled out long ago. This fat guy actually had no interest in him. After all, he was a beautiful Yamen runner. Was the condition so bad? Xiao Chu couldn't help but touch his face. Was it because the environment was too dim and the fat guy was wearing sunglasses, so he couldn't see clearly? Chief Wu, do you think that fat guy will come again? I don't know. Did he say there was going to be a gunfight? Let's wait here for now. We can talk about everything after the gunfight is over. We are unarmed now. If we go there, we will just become cannon fodder and die unjustly. Oh. Xiao Chu sat silently on the bench next to him, looking at the door outside the iron railings. There was the door leading to the first floor. At this time, Xiao Chu could see Xiaodong, who was tied up on the chair. Xiaodong was resting with his eyes closed. He didn't even think about escaping. This guy, hey, Xiaodong. Sister Chu, you called me. Xiaodong's voice came from the other side. Nonsense, who else should I call if not you? Hurry up and die. Xiaodong, who was tied to a chair with his hands behind his back, hopped to the door of the cell. Sister Chu, why did you call me? You still know that I am your Sister Chu. When I rebelled, did you ever think of calling you Sister Chu? Sister Chu, I did this to infiltrate the enemy. I have taken good care of you old colleagues. Besides, I rebelled to survive. It's the end of the world. I'll follow whoever has food to eat and who is strong. A gentleman does not stand under a dangerous wall. I'm just protecting myself. What gentleman? You're just a villain. I misjudged you. I thought you were a new colleague and I took good care of you. Why are you handcuffed now? Don't tell me you don't have the key. Are you really handcuffed so obediently? Sister Chu, isn't it the same for you? The iron door of the cell was obviously opened, but you stayed inside obediently? Don't tell me you had to be invited out. That fat guy said he wanted to have a gunfight. If we go out now, aren't we going to die? What a coincidence, I do the same. You know, I defected here. No matter who is the boss, I don't want to be their cannon fodder. It's fine like this. When either of them dies, I will follow that one. A gentleman does not stand under a dangerous wall. This is the way to survive. Shut up now. You are just afraid of death. You are a coward. You are not a coward. Go out and kill Chief Wang. If not, kill that fat guy too. You are Yamen runners. He killed Yin in front of you and cut off Brother Zhou's ear. This is an assault on a Yamen runner, which is a serious crime. Don't worry about that. We will definitely catch this fat guy. Naturally, there will be justice to punish him. Haha, ridiculous. It's hard to survive now, and you are still insisting on the so-called justice. I don't want to bother with you. If you want to leave, leave the door open and don't call me anymore. Xiaodong jumped away from the cell door. Hey, Dong Ye, can you open the door for us? We want to get out too. A man was lying on the iron door of the cell opposite to where Xiao Chu and the others were imprisoned, shouting at Xiaodong. You. Yes, Dong Ye, help us open the iron door of the cell too. Wait, once it's determined who will be the boss, someone will naturally decide your life or death. Hey, don't go, Dong Ye. The East Yamen runner ignored them and skipped away. He continued to sit at a table not far away, closing his eyes to rest. The candle became shorter and shorter until it went out. These damned Yamen runners are all fence sitters. The man who banged on the iron gate sat down angrily. Boss, who do you think will win? Who'll win? What does it have to do with us? This damn doomsday has twisted these people's minds. Can we still expect a savior to appear? Don't even think about it. One more day is a day. Even death will be a relief. But, boss, why do I feel that the back of that very strong fat man is a little familiar? Yeah, boss, I feel a little familiar too. We wanted to call him, but when we saw him killing people casually, we didn't dare to say a word. What if he stabbed us with a dagger and we be dead? Oh, familiar? Who does he look like? Boss, do you think he looks like Xiao Yao? You mean, the Xiao Yao who walks in and out of the thick fog as if he were in an empty space? Yes, although he changed his clothes, I feel he looks 80% alike. Fuck you, why didn't you say it earlier? What's wrong, boss? Fuck you, the woman who was kidnapped was Ezzy. She was Xiao Yao's companion, maybe even Xiao Yao's woman. It's over this time. The supermarket boss leaned against the wall with a decadent look on his face. At this moment, he instantly aged 10 years. It was he who had shut Xiao Yao out in the beginning, saying that Xiao Yao had run away to another place in order to lure the zombies away, but in fact it was he who had shut him out. Thinking of how Xiao Yao had just killed the guard Xiao Zhou with a single knife, the supermarket boss' heart sank. Chapter 302 Don't be a hero and save the beauty when you're old. In the dim cell, the supermarket boss leaned against the wall in a decadent manner, as if he had aged 10 years in an instant. It's over, Xiao Yao is not dead, and he seems to have become even more powerful. The supermarket boss thought of what he had done and regretted it very much. If he had known that Xiao Yao was so powerful, he would not have refused him at the beginning. However, what's the use of saying these things now? Everything is too late. Boss, are you saying that Xiao Yao will take his anger out on us for the humiliation of Azzi? Azzi was humiliated by them, but we are safe and sound here. I can't find any reason why Xiao Yao wouldn't take his anger out on us. I hope he won't come back again. I hope so. Hi, next door. At this time, Xiao Chu, who was across the corridor, heard the people across the corridor talking about the fat guy. What's the matter? A man saw the female Yamen runner across the corridor asking them questions and responded. From what I heard from you guys, you seem to know that fat guy. Yes, of course I know him. To be honest, we are companions. He used to stay with us in the supermarket of Zheoyang University of Technology for a while. The man responded. Oh? So you are companions? Then why are you so afraid of him? It's a long story. The man responded. It's a long story. At the beginning, I was blinded by power. I felt that Xiao Yao would threaten my position. When Xiao Yao went out to find water, Xiao Yao and my 2 men were attacked by zombies. In order to cover my 2 men, Xiao Yao stayed behind. But after my 2 men came in, I asked them to close the door and keep Xiao Yao out. I thought he had been eaten by the zombies long ago, but he survived and now looks even more powerful. At this time, the supermarket owner took over the conversation and explained the whole story to the female yamen runner opposite. You really impressed me. You are very good at crossing the river and destroying the bridge. So, do you think he came here for revenge this time? No, revenge is one thing, and it seems that he doesn't care about other people at all. He came to the cell and asked for your yamen uniforms directly. But the problem is that the girl Azihu was taken away by leader Wang, and his men was originally Xiao Yao's companion. I'm afraid that Xiao Yao will kill us directly after learning about what happened to Mrs. E. Mrs. E? You mean, the girl with purple hair who came with you? Yes, it's her. We guessed that Mrs. E is also Xiao Yao's woman, but we all thought that Xiao Yao had died a long time ago. Unexpectedly, Xiao Yao appeared here in this situation. Xiao Yao? You mean, the fat guy is called Xiao Yao? Yes, his name is Xiao Yao. Xiao Yao. Xiao Chu recited a few words silently. Speaking of this name, why do I seem to have some impression of it, as if I have seen it somewhere, but it seems that I have no impression. It's so strange. I remember. The male yamen runner who had one ear cut off suddenly shouted. Are you trying to scare me to death? You're yelling. I remember, this name, I remember, before the end of the world, this Xiao Yao came to the yamen runner's office. It seems to be because of a traffic accident crime. It seems that this Xiao Yao hit an old lady at that time, and paid 1,000 yuan in compensation, but this Xiao Yao is probably wronged in this matter. Oh? How do you know it's a false accusation? That? Hurry up and tell me, you're hesitating like a woman. That old lady has come here several times, and each time she was hit by someone, so I suspect that the old lady may be a professional scammer, so I reported this to Yamen Runner K. Guess what happened? What? Yamen Runner K gave me 100 yuan as a hush money. The old lady is a relative of Yamen Runner K. How can this be? Chief Ye Wu was furious. It's all your fault. I was wondering why this young man had such a strong sense of targeting and resentment towards us Yamen runners when we first met. It turns out that it was you who did these unscrupulous things behind our backs. Chief Ye Wu, this was all done by Ye K. I was just responsible for recording and archiving. Are you Ye K's subordinate or mine? Why didn't you report such a big thing directly to me? Did you throw away the responsibilities and obligations of a yamen runner for 100 yuan? Chief Ye Wu, I know I was wrong. You should reflect on yourself. You really make me angry. In peacetime, a young man was wrongly accused, and in doomsday times, he was easily subdued by others. You are still yamen runners, you are just a bunch of parasites. Chief Ye Wu, calling you Chief Ye Wu is a respectful title for you. Why, do you still want to use your official power to suppress us? I think you are getting senile. Why, do you want to rebel? Old Wu, you're already a prisoner, why should I rebel? A rebellion against a prisoner? Look at your situation clearly. You. Take your dirty hands away. Being a yamen runner means low pay and high risk. We're just here to make some extra money. It's not a big deal. Xiao Yao, is so young, he should just consider it as honoring the elderly and elders. But you, Old Wu, now that you're in this position, can you really guarantee that you are incorruptible and have a clear conscience? Don't be ridiculous. I'm afraid you've done more evil than the salt we've eaten. You. Stop saying you and me. You are already old, but you still take yourself seriously. Which of the big and small things in the Ye division have you done personally? The good things are all yours, and someone else takes the blame for the bad things. Why are you so proud? Puff. Ye Chief Wu spat out a mouthful of blood. He was so angry that he had a heart attack. Ye Chief Wu, Xiao Chu ran over and supported the bleeding Ye Chief Wu, while the four people next to him were indifferent at this time. You. Xiao Chu was so excited that his fingers were shaking as he pointed at them. Sister Chu, this old man has already died, why do you still care about him? That's right, you might as well follow us brothers, I promise to make you comfortable. You hooligans, scum. Haha, Sister Chu, instead of letting those bastards like Chief Wen get away with it, why don't you let the brothers be comfortable first? What do you want to do? Don't mess around. Don't mess around? What's the saying in ancient times? Don't mean yes? Sister Chu means, do you want to mess around? Enough. Chief Wu roared, and the few people were instantly quieted down. Pa. A loud slap directly made Chief Wu's mouth bleed, and a red handprint was instantly left on his face. Looking in the direction of the sound, the person who slapped him was Xiao Yao, the Yamen runner whose ear was cut off. You old bastard, do you really think this is a peaceful era? Are you competing to see who has the loudest voice? I don't want that second-class merit anymore. It's the end of the world. What's the point of still thinking about those broken honors? You'd better behave yourself, or I'll get rid of you too. Chief Constable Wu dared to be angry but didn't dare to say anything. If you were 30 years younger, he wouldn't have the chance to jump around like these people. However, he couldn't refuse to accept his age. He couldn't beat these young people. Chief Constable Wu silently stepped back a few steps and sat on the innermost bed. That's right, you old bastard, you still want to be a hero and save the beauty. Why don't you take a piss to reflect on your own behavior? Brothers, go. Help. Xiao Chu screamed and ran out of the iron door of the cell, but was caught by these Yamen runners in an instant. Chapter 303, Body-Blocking Bullets. The supermarket owner who was imprisoned on the other side of the cell was also indifferent to Xiao Chu's call for help. A few people who were interested in the show were lying on the iron railings watching the live performance. It's really exciting. You know what? Watching a movie live is more exciting than watching a movie. Yes, these Yamen runners are really licensed bandits, and now they have finally shown their fangs. I didn't expect to be able to watch a live performance here. Tisk tisk. Xiao Chu never dreamed that he would not be abused by the leader Wang's people, nor by the fat guy Xiao Yao just now, but by his former colleagues. After struggling for a long time, Xiao Chu finally had no strength left. She gave up struggling, with a dead expression on her face like a puppet, and a drop of bloody tears flowed from the corner of her eyes. Not far away, old Wu covered his ears, like a resentful woman who was abandoned, and lost his temper. On the third floor, Xiao Yao finally remembered where he had seen Wang Fuge before. Isn't this Xiao Wang? I haven't seen him for a few days. He is doing well now and has become a leader. Squeak. The chair turned around and the person in front of him stood up directly from the chair. You. Who are you? Why, you have forgotten your old friend after not seeing him for a few days. Xiao Yao said as he walked towards Wang Fuge. You are. Wang Fuge opened his eyes wide, and suddenly he felt as if he was poured with cold water, trembling all over. Suddenly, Wang Fuge's mouth was ruthless, and he instantly picked up the Yamen pistol on the table. Of course I recognize you. I will not let you go even if I become a ghost. These two front teeth of mine were broken by you. Now I'll eat food when I eat and talk when I speak, all thanks to you. Since it is given to you, just take it. Why, don't you want the remaining teeth? You dare to point a gun at me? You are looking for death? Wang Fuge gritted his teeth, got ruthless, and pulled the trigger directly. Bang! A bullet shot directly at Xiao Yao's chest. Puff! The sound of the bullet hitting the flesh was so clear that Xiao Yao did not dodge, or rather, with his current speed, he could not dodge at all. This was his first attempt to catch a bullet with his body. -76. The moment the bullet hit his body, a 76 damage reduction appeared in his field of vision. Then Xiao Yao found that his status bar showed a state of bleeding 20 per minute, but it was offset by his life recovery. In other words, he took a bullet and only lost 76 health points. After all, he now had 24 defense. Bang! The door leading to the outside was opened directly, and a big man outside rushed in. Boss, what's going on? Swoosh! A Yamen dagger flew past the ear of the big man who broke in. Puff! The Yamen dagger sank directly into the door panel behind him. You have nothing to do here, get out, or I will finish you off first. Squeak! The door was closed directly, and the big man didn't even bother to say hello to the leader. Damn it, you raised a bunch of ungrateful people, bah! Wang Fuge spitted in hatred. As expected, no one could be trusted. Wang Fuge saw that Xiao Yao did not react after being shot. Did the shot miss? That's right. Xiao Yao was so fat, maybe he hit the fat. See if you are still stubborn. Wang Fuge fired 2 more shots. Is this what you rely on? Xiao Yao lowered his head and glanced at his wound. Although the part of his body hit by the bullet was still bulging with blood, it was not a big deal. What? Wang Fuge was shocked that Xiao Yao was shot and acted like nothing happened. This was the 3rd time. Even the cruelest person would die. Wang Fuge fired again. Bang! -76 bang! -76 after firing 2 shots in a row, Xiao Yao did not retreat but advanced, and directly approached Wang Fuge. Wang Fuge was so scared that he threw his pistol directly on the table and raised his hands high. "Brother, I was wrong, let me go." Wang Fuge was scared. The demon in front of him was so powerful that his body was not afraid of bullets. How could he fight? After 5 bullets, Xiao Yao was like nothing happened. "This is not a human, this is a devil. Look at me, is this what you rely on? Brother, I really know I was wrong, please treat me as a fart and let me go." Wang Fuge went directly to the desk and knelt down in front of Xiao Yao. If it was before, he would show weakness to the enemy first, and then fight back. However, Wang Fuge had suffered before. He had lost 2 front teeth, and he didn't want to lose a few more. Last time he wanted to kill Xiao Yao finally let him go, which means that Xiao Yao would not kill people casually. This time, Wang Fuge readily admitted his defeat and only asked this great god to let him go again. Xiao Yao breathed a sigh of relief. Fortunately, the idiot Wang Fuge didn't shoot him in the head. Although he might not die, he might be disfigured. Xiao Yao picked up the Yamen pistol on the table and took out a magazine. There were still 25 bullets in it. If Wang Fuge continued to shoot, he might die. But he would not be stupid enough to take 30 bullets from Wang Fuge. Besides, he also had a gun in his hand. The reason why Xiao Yao took the bullets with his body was nothing more than to test his current ability. The experimental results made Xiao Yao very satisfied. At least, he would not die after a few bullets hit him. But it was really painful. In order to pretend that he didn't care, Xiao Yao could only endure it. Xiao Yao took the Yamen pistol. This was the 4th gun. I heard from the Yamen on the 1st floor underground that he had at least 10 pistols. Xiao Yao loaded the magazine and pointed the Yamen pistol at Wang Fuge. "Brother, don't kill me, don't kill me. Take out the remaining pistols of the Yamen runners, don't play tricks, otherwise I will kill you directly, and then I will find it myself." "Brother, I'll take it, I'll take it." Wang Fuge slowly reached out and took out 2 pistols from the drawer next to him. Bang! Xiao Yao fired a shot at the table next to him, and the bullet made a hole in the table. "Brother, don't shoot, don't shoot. If you don't let me shoot, then take them all out. Don't think I don't know how many pistols there are. The Yamen runners in the underground cell have told me. These damn Yamen runners, I should have killed them all earlier," Wang Fuge was thinking. Onima. He had no choice but to take out the remaining 4, a total of 6 Yamen runner pistols, and put them on the table. Xiao Yao put all the Yamen runner pistols into the backpack, in front of Wang Fuge. This magical scene made Wang Fuge's eyes light up. What is this operation? Storage space? It turns out that the person in front of him actually has such a magical weapon. He has to find a way to get one. However, now, he can only pretend to be a grandson. "Brother, I have given you all the Yamen runner pistols. Can you let the little one go? It's easy to let you go. I heard that you found a woman to make your men relax. Frankly speaking, I am disgusted by your behavior. If you apologize to that woman in person and let her go, I will let you go. Is it that simple? It's that simple. Brother, I'll do it now. Well, by the way, I like the armor next to it. Is it okay for me to give it to you? Brother, whatever you like, just take it." Well, this child is teachable. Xiao Yao walked straight to the shelf. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelis. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 304. Sorry, I'm late. After withstanding Wang Fuge's 5 shots and scaring him, Xiao Yao came to the armor rack. The armor he had always dreamed of finally appeared before his eyes. Fortunately, Wang Fuge knew him and had suffered at his hands before. He was frightened by his bulletproof body and his domineering aura. Otherwise, if they really fought, Xiao Yao might not be able to withstand a few shots. His vision focused on the armor on the rack in front of him, and the attributes of the armor also emerged. Conquer helmet, plus 50 attack, plus 10 strength, durability 789 1000 conquer armor, plus 100 defense, plus 20 strength, durability 897/1000 conquer leggings, plus 100 health, plus 1% maximum health recovery minute, durability 888/1000 conquer boots, plus 100 health, plus 30% movement speed, Durability 777 1000. Oh my god. Xiao Yao scanned the attributes of this set of armor and almost dropped his jaw. Fortunately, this idiot Wang Fuge didn't wear this set of clothes, otherwise it would take some effort to subdue Wang Fuge. Without avoiding Wang Fuge, Xiao Yao put on his shirt and shoes in front of him. This helmet and pants were not as good as his own. After putting on these two pieces of equipment, Xiao Yao's defense value directly reached 104. Now he could ignore the damage of the Yamen runner's pistol. Of course, the premise is that ordinary people without equipment hold it. If those humans with attack bonus equipment shoot at him, it will still cause damage. This Wang Fuge is really his lucky star. He found such good equipment and gave it to him. By the way, where did Wang Fuge get such good equipment? By the way, Fuge. Brother, what can I do for you? Where did you get this armor? Brother, I found this armor in a pawn shop on the side of the road. I also had a longsword at that time. Unfortunately, I lost it on the way to escape. Pa. Xiao Yao slapped Wang Fuge on the head angrily. You prodigal son, where did you lose it? Xiao Yao really wanted to kill Wang Fuge directly. This was most likely a set of armor. Moreover, this weapon must be better than the fire stick in his hand. Killing monsters with a stick all day long did not give him the pleasure of cutting through flesh. Traveling around the world with a sword was Xiao Yao's dream. How could he travel around the world without a sword? At this time, Xiao Yao had already chosen this long sword. It was his own thing, but it was lost by that damn Wang Fuge. Brother, I had no choice. I encountered a group of zombies at that time, and I lost my sword while escaping. I also forgot where I lost it. Think about it carefully. If you can't remember, I will take your life. Brother, I think. Wang Fuge looked thoughtful, and suddenly Wang Fuge took a deep breath. I remember. Tell me, where's it? It's in the market not far south of the school. I was so hungry, so I went there to find something to eat. Unexpectedly, the market was full of zombies. I was chased by zombies for dozens of streets before I got rid of them all. You mean, Xiao Yao Market? Yes, that's it. Xiao Yao muttered. Come to think of it, Xiao Yao Market was also a place he passed by on the way. It seems that he has to go to this market again. However, he should solve the problem here first. It has become dark outside. Xinru and the others may be waiting anxiously. Let's go and apologize to that girl. Remember, gather everyone together. I want you to kneel down and apologize to her in public. This. Either apologize or die, you choose one. Brother, I apologize. Get up, don't kneel down, hurry up and finish it. I have to go back. Who has the time to keep nagging you here? Brother, do you mean that I have to leave immediately? Nonsense, I'm here just for your armor. How did you know I had this armor? Speaking of which, I have to thank Ye, he told me. This damn Ye, if I find him, I will kill him. Huh? What did you say? Brother, I said that I must thank him when I see him. After all, it is because of him that I have the opportunity to present this armor to you, right? Well, let's go. Don't dither. I don't want to get involved in your business. It's the end of the world, and everyone has emotions. But you can't go against the wishes of women. I don't care what a few men and women do, but there is only one prerequisite, that is, it must be voluntary for both parties. Otherwise, if I see you forcing a woman again next time, I will kill you. Brother, I will definitely change my ways and never force women again. Well, let's go. Squeak. Wang Fuge opened the door first, and then stretched out his hand to signal Xiao Yao like a lackey. Brother, please. Xiao Yao walked out first, and the two people at the door didn't know what was going on. What are you still standing there for? Gather everyone, I want to have a meeting. Yes, boss. Brother, please come this way. Wang Fuge lowered his posture, positioned himself in the role of a lackey, and gave Xiao Yao enough face. Brother, the living room in front is the room where the little girl is tied up. As he got closer, Xiao Yao could hear a strange man's voice coming from the living room. Xiao Yao, who had done this kind of thing before, of course knew what this man was doing. Although he was just passing by, he felt a little sympathy for the little girl's experience. The door was not locked, but ajar. Wang Fuge pushed the door open. Xiao, what are you doing? Hurry up and open it. Boss, why are you here? Did you miss it? Wait for me, I'll be there soon. A few seconds later, Xiao pulled up his pants and said to Wang Fuge with a grin, Boss, you came at the right time. Everyone else has been dealt with. The rest of the time is yours. Hey, this brother looks unfamiliar. Are you new? Xiao Yao didn't look at the man holding up his pants. He glanced at a naked woman opposite him. Her purple hair was very conspicuous. At this time, the woman had fainted, with her head drooping and no sound. If Xiao Yao's reconnaissance skill hadn't shown that the woman still had some health points, Xiao Yao would have thought she was dead. But, why couldn't the reconnaissance skill detect the other party's name? Reconnaissance? Question mark? Race, human level. 3 combat power. 19 health points. 52/133. However, it is certain that this is an ordinary human. At this time, she only has 52 health points, only half of her life left. Xiao Yao took out a bottle of red ginseng soup, slowly walked to the purple-haired woman, held up her head, and her messy hair covered her face. Xiao Yao gently shook her shoulders. Girl, wake up. The purple-haired woman in front of her gently raised her head. Who is this? Why is the voice so familiar? A pair of eyes under her hair opened with difficulty. Through the gap in her hair, she finally saw the man who called her. Xiao Yao. Brother. Is it you? A weak voice came out of the purple-haired woman in front of her. Catcha. It was like a thunderbolt that struck Xiao Yao's head. The voice of the purple-haired woman in front of him was so familiar to Xiao Yao. The purple-haired woman knew him. Who are you? Xiao Yao hurriedly opened the purple-haired woman's hair, revealing the unforgettable face in Xiao Yao's deep memory. Xiaozin. Xiao Yao couldn't believe that the purple-haired woman in front of him was actually his girlfriend before his rebirth. Why did she remember him? This was from his previous life. Xiao Yao. Brother. How did you know? Ozzy's real name was Xiaozin. No. Xiao Yao's hands were shaking as if they were not his own. Xiao Yao carefully held Ozzy's, or Xiaozin's, face. At this time, Ozzy had long since removed her heavy makeup, revealing her original face. He couldn't believe that Ozzy was actually the girlfriend in his previous life that he had been looking for. Seeing the scars all over Ozzy's body at this time, Xiao Yao was so heartbroken that he couldn't breathe. Xiao Yao knelt on the ground helplessly. He couldn't believe this fact. He hated himself for being incompetent, and let Xiaozin suffer such a great injustice. Xiaozin. I'm sorry. I'm late. Xiao Yao looked at Xiaozin in front of him with tears in his eyes, with endless regret in his heart. Chapter 305. None of you will survive. Xiao Yao knelt in front of Xiaozin, already sobbing. Wang Fuge felt miserable at this moment. It's over. I didn't expect this girl to be his woman. Boss, why did you call us to a meeting? Yet, it's already evening. If there's anything, can't we talk about it tomorrow? Several people came in from outside and complained when they saw Boss Wang. It's too late. Wang Fuge knew that he was doomed to die. The woman who had been entertaining everyone turned out to be his woman. Wang Fuge's eyes turned cold. He directly picked up the yamen dagger of a younger brother next to him and threw it at Xiaozin, who was still tied up. Puchy. A sound of metal cutting into flesh sounded in front of Xiao Yao. Xiao Yao quickly raised his head and saw a yamen dagger directly inserted into Xiaozin's chest. Xiao Yao, brother. After Xiaozin said this, he lowered his head heavily. No. Xiao Yao's tears burst out, and the tears blurred his vision again. Brothers, this girl we played with is his woman. Now her man is here and wants to kill us. Brothers, grab your weapons and kill him. Tonight, either he or we will die. To survive, go ahead, brothers. Although Wang Fuge had no pistols, he had 11 men. The gatekeepers and the cell guards had not been notified. If all 11 men came together, he would not believe that Xiao Yao was made of iron. He was scared by him just now and should have shot him directly in the head. The 5 shots just now all hit him. It was too late to regret now. Since this matter could not be avoided, he could only bite the bullet and go ahead. Everyone here has slept with his woman. I'm afraid they are at war with him. Brothers, this is a tricky thing. Go ahead together. Xiao Yao could not control his trembling shoulders. He slowly stood up and turned his head. Like a volcano about to erupt, the anger in Xiao Yao's eyes could no longer be suppressed. A voice like that from the depths of hell came out of Xiao Yao's mouth. Tonight, none of you will survive. Kill. Wang Fuge took the initiative and sounded the horn of attack. Kill. A rough man like Zhang Fei rushed up with a machete. Bang. The machete hit Xiao Yao's shoulder directly, making a sound of metal collision and bursting a huge spark. This attack did not break the defense. Xiao Yao reached out and grabbed the machete. Blood flowed out from Xiao Yao's hand. The big man wanted to pull back the machete, but found that the machete was caught by the fat man in front of him and did not move at all. This is a damn life-threatening fighting style. The big man complained and then used all his strength. Ah! Xiao Yao roared and kicked out. The big man was kicked out like a kite with a broken string and had several people behind him. The big man felt that his internal organs were displaced, and he spit out a mouthful of blood like a sword. He tilted his head and died. Damn, Brother Han is dead. That's a tough one, brothers, come on together. After kicking the big man away, Xiao Yao never doubted his bare-handed attack power. He could have killed humans in seconds. The big man was kicked away, but the big man's machete was still in Xiao Yao's hand. Xiao Yao turned the machete around, but he had just grabbed the blade directly. He only had a fire stick and a yamen dagger on him, and it was not fun to kill. The machete sent by the big man was the weapon Xiao Yao needed most. He must use the machete to cut these people into pieces to vent his anger. Xiao Yao was not even going to use a gun. Shooting them to death was simply too easy for them. The big man was killed in one shot just now, which was also too easy for him. He must chop them all into human pigs and let them die slowly and painfully in endless fear. Are you ready? Bastards. The big man was killed in seconds, and there were still 10 people. 10 people attacked Xiao Yao together, swords and sabers, limbs flying, blood splattered all over the room. Xiao Yao controlled his anger and forced himself not to attack their vital points, but just hit their joints to make them unable to move. After a while, more than half of the people were lying on the ground, wailing. Xiao Yao controlled the strength very well and did not let them die immediately. The remaining people were getting more and more scared. The biggest damage they caused was the chopping knife of Brother Han at the beginning, and the fat man in front of them did not dodge and took it hard. Later, they did not cause any damage to the fat man. Don't look at Xiao Yao's blood at this time, which is extremely scary. Most of it was from others. Wang Fuge was scared. This time he was really scared. This Xiao Yao was completely unkillable. Now there was only one thought in his mind: run, run far away, leave this city forever. Maybe there's still hope to survive, and if he continues to stay here, he is afraid that there's only one way to die. While Xiao Yao was not paying attention, Wang Fuge slipped out of the room directly. Xiao Yao, who was killing people everywhere, had tears and blood blurring his eyes. He only relied on instinct to attack the enemies around him. The leader Wang has run away, let's run too. Someone shouted, and the remaining people ran away at the speed of light. Xiao Yao shook his head vigorously, shook off his tears, and then wiped the blood flowing in front of his eyes. He found that except for the 7 people on the ground who were still wailing, the 3 people under him actually ran away. Haha, run, run to the ends of the earth. I will find you, Wang Fuge. I hope you live longer, and it's better to become stronger, so that I can kill you with pleasure. You are too weak now. Killing you is like pinching an ant to death, which makes me completely unable to have any pleasure of revenge. Yes, Xiao Yao let Wang Fuge go again. Wang Fuge is too weak now. Although he is much stronger than before, it is too easy to kill him. There is no pleasure of revenge at all. In the cat and mouse drama, it must be a lively mouse to kill it. Without the intention to continue playing with the rest of the people, Xiao Yao directly killed the 7 people who were wailing on the ground. Killing the same kind still gave the most experience points. 7 people actually gave 7,000 experience points. With the big man at the beginning, it was 8,000 experience points. It seemed that he would be upgraded soon. The room fell into silence again. Xiao Yao slowly walked towards Xiaozin. His mood was extremely bad. Unexpectedly, this meeting was a farewell forever. Ahem. Xiaozin in front of him coughed. Xiao Yao hurriedly approached Xiaozin and wiped the reconnaissance glasses stained with blood. Reconnaissance, Xiaozin's race, human level. 3 combat power. 19 health. 2/133. Xiaozin is not dead. Xiao Yao cried with joy. He actually had 2 health points left. At this time, Xiao Yao realized that because the yamen dagger was directly inserted into Xiaozin's chest, but it was also because the yamen dagger was not pulled out, it directly pressed the blood vessels and did not let Xiaozin bleed. Xiao Yao was as flustered as a child, fearing that if he moved Xiaozin he would kill her. After all, she only had 2 horsepower left, which was like walking on stilts on her hair. Xiao Yao quickly took off his helmet, put it on Xiaozin gently, and tenderly put on the magic jeans for Xiaozin. Because there was still a Yamen runner's dagger stuck in Xiaozin's chest, Xiao Yao did not put a shirt on Xiaozin for the time being. Then he pinned the Yamen runner badge directly on the magic jeans. At least her HP recovered by 8/minute. Seeing that Xiaozin's HP had reached 10 for 133, Xiao Yao breathed a sigh of relief. However, Xiao Yao still did not dare to pull out the Yamen runner's dagger from Xiaozin's chest. What if the bleeding damage was too high and she died directly? He would restore her HP first and then find a bandage. Xiao Yao slapped his head. Oh, right, the jailers must know where the bandages are. But Xiao Yao was worried about leaving Xiaozin here alone. After all, there were so many corpses nearby, and Xiaozin hadn't woken up from her coma yet. He could only let Xiaozin recover some of her health. Xiao Yao stood quietly by her side, guarding Xiaozin. Ozzy was Xiaozin. It turned out that the person he had been looking for was right beside him. If he had let Ozzy remove her makeup earlier, maybe Ozzy wouldn't be like this now. Xiao Yao gently said to Ozzy, who was still in a coma, "From now on, I will never allow anyone to bully you again." Chapter 306 Xiaozin's Hatred. Those who should have escaped had already escaped. The entire Yamen division was surprisingly quiet. Xiao Yao did not chase them out. Compared to chasing Wang Fugia and the others, Xiao Yao wanted to spend more time with Xiaozin. It was unknown how long it had been before Xiaozin's health value had recovered to 230/989. Perhaps because she was too tired, Xiaozin had not yet woken up. Xiao Yao gently helped Xiaozin untie the ropes that bound her limbs. It looked like Xiaozin had been tied up for a long time. Her wrists and ankles were already bruised. Xiao Yao gently carried Xiaozin down. There was a row of chairs next to her. Xiao Yao directly took out some clothes, put them underneath, and gently placed Xiaozin on the row of chairs. The Yamen dagger on Xiaozin's chest was still stuck in it. Xiao Yao did not dare to pull it out easily. In case of heavy bleeding, Xiao Yao could not control it at all. Water. Xiaozin, who was in a coma, gently called for water. Xiao Yao quickly took out a bottle of red ginseng soup. Xiaozin, come and drink it. Gudong gudong. Xiaozin, who was in a coma, closed her eyes and drank the red ginseng soup in big gulps. The Yamen dagger on her chest rose and fell with her breathing. After drinking half a bottle of red ginseng soup, Xiaozin slowly opened her eyes. Brother Xiao Yao. After Xiaozin finished speaking, tears couldn't help but flow down. Don't cry, I'm here, and I will never leave you again. Brother Xiao Yao, I thought I would never see you again in this life. Silly girl. Xiao Yao touched Xiaozin's hair. Don't move, there's a dagger stuck in your chest. Brother Xiao Yao, will I die? Don't worry, even if the god of death comes, don't even think of taking you away. I'm wearing life-restoring equipment for you now. You now have 240 health points, and you recover 17 health points per minute. It's hard for you to die now. Thank you, Brother Xiao Yao. I miss the days when I was with Brother Xiao Yao so much. Although it was dangerous, Brother Xiao Yao was able to get out of danger every time. At that time, I always caused trouble for you and made you angry. It's all because of this damn supermarket owner. If he hadn't turned me away in the first place, we wouldn't have been separated for so long. Sister Jinlian and I never believed the lies told by this supermarket owner. He said that you lured the zombies away in order to cover up the survivors of the entire supermarket. If I wanted to enter the supermarket at that time, I had to smash the doors and windows, then the thick fog would have poured into the supermarket, and you would all die. I couldn't do it, so I had to run to the teaching building. I know, you did it for everyone. By the way, where is Sister Jinlian? Why are you alone? The supermarket was besieged by zombies at that time, and we had to retreat to the supermarket owner's office. Later, the office was also broken into. The supermarket owner then said that there was a secret room behind his bookcase, and then everyone hid in the secret room. Later, the zombies outside were killed by someone, so we came out. After that, a group of people came. They said they were from the teaching building and occupied the entire supermarket. There were too many of them, so most of the original survivors of the supermarket chose to follow the new leader, and the supermarket owner had no choice but to give up the supermarket. Then what? You left with the supermarket owner? Yet, the supermarket owner said that he had another supermarket in the community in the north. He said he could lead us to that supermarket, where we would also have enough food to survive. Instead of staying and sharing food with nearly 100 people, it would be better to take the risk and follow the supermarket owner. In this way, perhaps I could get more food. However, Sister Jinlian chose to follow that team, and we parted ways. Isn't the leader of that organization a tall man with long yellow hair? Brother Xiao Yao, how did you know? That's my brother, but he was just a brother in the past. After listening to Xiaozin's words, Xiao Yao had guessed that the new leader who occupied the supermarket was most likely Zhou Tao, and Jinlian had also joined their organization. Xiao Yao was very happy to know that Jinlian and Xiaozin were both alive. At least, they were both human beings. However, Xiao Yao had 10,000 regrets in his heart at this moment. Xiaozin's humiliation had become a fact. Xiao Yao could only protect Xiaozin in the future and prevent her from getting hurt. By the way, how did you get to know Chief Wang? This is what happened later. Later, when we were resting in a villa, Chief Wang suddenly broke in. He was holding a long sword, and the sword was very sharp. After he killed several of our companions, the supermarket owner compromised and recognized him as the leader. Later, he led us all the way to the Yi division and occupied it. After the occupation, Chief Wang locked us all up and only kept a few of his lackeys. Later, several of us sisters were pulled out by Chief Wang. After that, several sisters couldn't bear the humiliation and committed suicide. I also thought about committing suicide, but I was unwilling to die like this. I haven't avenged my mother yet, and I can't die. Mom. Yes, my mother was forced to death by a man. I swear that I will find him and kill him with my own hands in this life. Who? My biological father. Oh, Brother Xiao Yao, please don't look at me like that. That's right, my mother is also a hairdresser. Later, she met a man by chance. After a while, they sparked a love affair and then I was born. However, that man was just playing with my mother. After knowing that I was born, that man never showed up again. Then do you know his name? His name is Wang Fuge. What? Xiaozin, do you know the full name of your leader Wang? Everyone calls him Leader Wang, and we don't know his full name. He is called Wang Fuge. What? Damn it. He is indeed an unforgivable man who deserves to die 1,000 times. Come to think of it, he is your father, but he dragged you out for all the men to have fun with. If he knew you were his daughter, I'm afraid he would regret it to death. Xiao Yao felt mixed emotions. This Wang Fuge not only buried his daughter with his own hands, but also joined in. Xiao Yao didn't know what to do for a moment. Xiaozin, what are you going to do when you catch your father? I will kill him myself and avenge my mother. Okay, Xiaozin, I will definitely catch him and send him to you so that you can kill him with your own hands. Thank you, Xiao Yao, thank you for saving me from the sea of suffering. If it were before, I would repay your kindness with my body, but now I have nothing to repay you. I am penniless now, and even this body is dirty. Let me be your servant for the rest of my life to repay your kindness. Xiaozin, please don't do this. I will be very sad. No matter whether you are dirty or not, you are my girlfriend. Girlfriend? If it was before, Brother Xiao Yao, I would be very happy if you said that, but now, Brother Xiao Yao, please don't say that anymore. We were just casual acquaintances. How could I be your girlfriend? Please don't say that anymore in the future. I am unworthy of this title. No, Xiaozin, don't you want to know how I know your real name? Chapter 307 Past and Present Life. Xiaozin, don't you want to know how I know your real name? Xiao Yao stared at Xiaozin in front of him seriously. She looked almost the same as before her rebirth. The only thing that added was the endless vicissitudes of life and scars all over her body. Brother Xiao Yao, I don't remember telling you my real name, and few people around me know my real name. I'm really curious, how do you know my real name? Xiaozin, do you believe in reincarnation? Brother Xiao Yao, you mean? I died once, and then I was reborn inexplicably, and before I was reborn, you were my girlfriend. Reborn? Yes, it may be strange to say, but I am indeed a person who has been reborn once, and I still remember everything before my rebirth, including you, my girlfriend in my previous life, Xiaozin. I am Brother Xiao Yao's girlfriend in his previous life. Well, to be exact, you agreed to be my girlfriend for a month, but you only did it for less than a day, and the end of the world came. Brother Xiao Yao, are you saying that it's the end of the world after we were lovers for a day? Is it the same as now? Well, I'm quite ashamed. A zombie in our class directly took out my heart and gave me a lot of blood. I didn't even have the time to see what the end of the world looks like. Doomsday, rebirth. It sounds so fantastic, but I'm so happy. I was Brother Xiao Yao's girlfriend in his previous life, but, Brother Xiao Yao, I'm sorry, I can't be your girlfriend in this life. Xiaozin, don't say that anymore. I don't care. No matter what you become, I will take care of you for the rest of my life. No one can separate us. Thank you, Brother Xiao Yao. I'm very happy that you can say that, really, but please give me some time, okay? Okay, I promise you. Brother Xiao Yao, is the dagger in my chest stuck like this? I feel a little difficult to breathe. Don't worry, I'll go find someone now, find some bandages and disinfectant first, and then prepare to pull it out for you. You wait here for me. Okay, Brother Xiao Yao, remember to come back quickly. I don't want to be separated from you for so long again. Well, it's quick this time, wait for me. Xiao Yao said and ran out of the room quickly, taking 2 steps at a time and ran down the first floor. Thank you, Brother Xiao Yao. Xiaozin lay on the bench with a smile on her lips. She couldn't remember how long she hadn't smiled. Sir. Xiaoxi at the door saw Xiao Yao running down and shouted to Xiao Yao. Xiaoxi, why are you tied up? Xiao Yao looked at Xiaoxi, who was lying on the ground with a bruised face and nose, and his hands were tied behind his back. Sir, Chief Wang and the others ran away. I was tied up by Brother Xiao Zhou. Several Yamen runners in the cell also ran away. What? Damn it. Xiao Yao didn't expect that things were beyond his control. If he had known earlier, he would have killed them. Xiao Yao came to Xiaoxi and used the Yamen runner's dagger to separate the rope. You are free. Then Xiao Yao quickly ran into the cell, reaching the speed limit. A 170-pound fat man almost flew up. Yes, he gained another 10 pounds in weight, and now he was already a 170-pound fat man. Xiao Yao rushed to the cell. It was already very dark. Xiao Yao turned on the night vision function. The Yamen runner with his hands tied behind his back disappeared. There were only 2 people in the cell where the Yamen runner was held. A middle-aged man curled up in the innermost part, who they called Wu Yamen Chief, and a naked woman lying on the ground. If it wasn't for the fact that she still had health points in the field of vision, Xiao Yao would have thought she was dead. What's going on? Wu Yamen Chief, curled up in the corner, turned his head slowly, but the environment was too dim. He couldn't see who it was at all. He could only judge by the sound. It was probably that person who came back. They forced Xiao Chu and then ran away. These beasts. Xiao Yao squatted down and helped Xiao Chu up. Miss Chu, Miss Chu. Xiao Chu looked ashen and her eyes were dull. At this time, she didn't care about Xiao Yao's shouting at all. Young man, let Xiao Chu stay alone for a while. She needs time. Time, but I need time the most. Young man, if you have any questions, you can tell me. If I can help you, I will definitely help you. You. Yes, I am the chief of the Yamen here. I am most familiar with this place. Okay, follow me. Xiao Yao directly pulled the chief of the Yamen, Wu, out of the cell. Master Xiao Yao, can you help us open the door of the cell? When Xiao Yao passed the corridor, a soft call came from the cell next door. Xiao Yao paused and glanced at the few people in the cell next door. He had known these people from Xiaozin a long time ago. They were the group of people of the supermarket owner. Remembering that all this was caused by the supermarket owner's rejection of him, Xiao Yao let go of Chief of the Yamen, Wu, walked straight to the door of the cell, took out a fire stick, and smashed the lock on the iron door of the cell with one stick. Looking at Xiao Yao approaching him step by step, the supermarket owner knew that there was no escape this time. Are you here to kill me? If you answered correctly, the reward is to send you on your way. If you have any last words, you can say them now. I am alone and have no worries, but there is one thing that I am afraid of dying with regrets. Tell me. My wife was infected at the beginning of the apocalypse, and I have been keeping her imprisoned in the dungeon of the secret room of the supermarket. If you have the opportunity to go to the supermarket again, help my wife and reunite us as husband and wife. Secret room? Dungeon. Well, since my wife turned into a zombie, I tied her up in the secret room dungeon. But my wife seems to be special after she turned into a zombie. Anyone who approaches her will be abnormally weak. I was afraid that my wife would be hungry, so I arranged for someone to go in and feed my wife every day. However, Every time someone went in to feed her, they would be abnormally weak. No one has fed my wife for a long time since I left the supermarket. But now I know that people who have turned into zombies will not be hungry at all, so there is no need to feed her or not. You mean, those extremely weak survivors in the supermarket are all there to feed your wife? Well, after my wife became a zombie, it seems that anyone who comes into contact with a certain range around her will become weak. In order to prevent her from starving, I dare not feed her myself, so I can only arrange for others to go in and feed her. Of course, they are all paid, and the reward is a box of food. So that's how it is. Xiao Yao finally solved a knot in his heart. Xiao Yao originally thought that the supermarket owner knew some kind of yin replenishing yang technique, but judging from his level, he was just an ordinary human being. It turned out that he was raising zombies. Go ahead. The supermarket owner closed his eyes and quietly waited for Xiao Yao's butcher knife. Xiao Yao raised the fire stick in his hand high and smashed it down at the supermarket owner, who closed his eyes. Puchy. A harsh sound was unusually loud in this dim cell, and everyone around held their breath and dared not breathe. Then Xiao Yao pulled the chief of the Yemen, Wu, out. Several people in the cell behind him came forward. The supermarket owner in front of him had his head exploded. He was dead beyond death. Several people vomited directly. The iron door of the cell was not closed, and several people slowly walked out. Young man, you really don't play by the rules. What? Do you think I will let go of an unarmed man who is seeking death? You always surprise me. Don't try to guess me, otherwise I will let you die in a rhythmic way. I dare not. Old Wu, give in. Don't say that. Although I don't have a good impression of you Yemen runners, you, an old man, are quite interesting. Thank you young man for thinking highly of Wu. I have a deal and want to talk to you. What do you think of it, young man? Deal? What deal? Don't you want to know what's on the other side of the first floor underground? You old fox, you have successfully attracted my attention. Tell me, what are your conditions? I need you to protect me and escort me to the Military Affairs Department of Longman Mountain. Longman Mountain Military Affairs Department? Isn't the Military Affairs Department in the west of the city? There's indeed a Military Affairs Department in the west of the city, but it is just a fake base. The real Military Affairs Department is in Longman Mountain. System, random mission, escort Chief Wu to the Military Affairs Department of Longman Mountain. The reward level is increased by 2, and 1 doomsday virus vaccine is given. The mission period is 1 month. If the mission fails, the level will be reduced by 5 levels. Chapter 308, Yasi Armory. Old Wu, you have successfully aroused my interest. I promise you that I will send you to the Military Affairs Department of Longman Mountain within 1 month, but before that, I have my own destination. I have to go to the city center to find my sister. No problem. Anyway, Old Wu, am alone now, so I will accompany you for a walk. Okay, then you can tell me what is on the other side of this cell. Come with me. When they arrived at the first floor, Old Wu walked in front alone. Sir. At this time, Xiao Yao was still standing at the gate. Huh? Why haven't you left yet? You are free. Sir, I have nowhere to go. Can you let me stay here? I'm easy to take care of. As long as I have enough to eat, that's enough. Once my business here is over, I will leave. I won't stay here permanently. Xiao Yao is willing to follow you, sir. Please take me in. Let's talk about it now. I have something to do now. You can guard the door first. Xiao Yao threw a bottle of red ginseng soup to Xiao Yao. This is healing medicine. Drink it first. You must have been beaten half to death just now. Xiao Yao still had a bruised face and nose. Although he looked like nothing happened, his health points had actually dropped by more than 30. Thank you for the reward, sir. Keep guarding the gate. Food and clothing will not be a problem. Yes, sir. Xiao Yao will definitely guard the gate, and will inform you as soon as there is any situation. Xiao Yao followed Old Wu and continued to move forward. Young man, if I am not mistaken, is this a stored ring? Old Wu, you know too much? Haha, Old Wu, have seen more women than you have eaten salt. The diamond ring in your hand is a storage ring, but it's just different from the ones I have seen. However, Old Wu, advise you not to expose this storage ring in front of others in the future. Old Wu, from your tone, you seem to have seen a storage ring. I was fortunate to see one at my friend of many years. It was an ordinary black iron storage ring that could store 1 cubic meter of items. My old friend is the only one in the entire military affairs department that has this one. The place I asked you to take me to is my old friend's place. Only when I get there can I be safe. Is there really a storage ring? Xiao Yao was shocked. Old Wu, I'm a little confused. Why didn't your old friend leave the military department to rescue? I don't know about this. Maybe they have other tasks. As he spoke, Old Wu took Xiao Yao to the easternmost toilet. Old Wu, you don't want to pee, do you? Watch out, little bastard. Old Wu came to the wash basin in the toilet, opened a hair dryer, and then pulled a ring inside. The mirror behind the entire wash basin was directly moved away, and a staircase leading down appeared. Oh my god, the confidentiality work is done very well. Follow me. Old Wu walked into the stairs first, and then Old Wu pressed a switch on the wall, and suddenly several lights came on. There's usually a reserve power supply here. Old Wu knew that Xiao Yao was curious about why there was still electricity here. When they came to the underground floor, a large iron door appeared in front of Xiao Yao. There were 3 words written on the iron door: Armory. Is this the armory? Even if I was captured by Chief Wang, I didn't expose this armory, because I know that the loyalty of my men is also worrying. If they know that there is an armory here, once they get these weapons, they will be more brutal than Chief Wang. Aren't you afraid that I am the most brutal person? I, Old Wu, have never misjudged anyone in my life. If I misjudged you, that's my fate. Old Wu, you really overestimate me. Open the door. It takes 2 people to open this door. I still need your assistance. Tell me, what do you need my help with? I'll open the lock first, and then you step on the gray floor tile at the corner of the stairs. Is that it? Xiao Yao came to stand on the floor tile. Old Wu unlocked the iron door, turned around and saw Xiao Yao standing on the floor tile, then opened the iron door. After a few seconds of silence, Old Wu breathed a sigh of relief, and beads of sweat oozed from his forehead. You can come over now, little brat. Old Wu, what kind of weird way of opening the door is this? Why do you have to stand so far away? It's a mechanism. The floor tile is a gravity sensor. To open the door, there must be a weight of more than 100 kilograms pressing down on it. Otherwise, it will be considered brute force. The mines buried around the armory will explode instantly, blowing up the intruders and the weapons in the armory. Fuck, we are playing with fire on the brink of death. Fortunately, I weigh more than 100 pounds, otherwise I would not be able to open the mechanism. It's not impossible. You can put a heavy object over 100 pounds on it first. This is why I don't want others to know. In case someone can't control their greed, this building will be razed to the ground. What about now? Is it safe? It's okay now. Let's go. I wanted to let you pick some weapons you'd like to take with you. Since you have a storage ring, that's not a problem. I don't know how many items your storage ring can store. It doesn't seem like a lot. Xiao Yao glanced at his backpack. The space was once again very tight. If he opened it again, there would not be enough cash. It seemed that he had to throw some away. He took out the soul-locking orb again and put it in his jacket pocket, freeing up some space. Xiao Yao didn't want to throw away the rest of the things for the time being. Then Xiao Yao walked into the armory. In front of him were rows of Yamen explosion-proof shields, Yamen daggers, and Yamen telescopic batons. On a shelf next to it, there was also a row of Yamen pistols. On the innermost shelf, inside a glass cover, there were 2 Yamen sniper rifles. I said, is this all the firepower of your Yamen division? Stinky boy, why don't you think highly of this firepower? The Yamen division is supposed to maintain stability, not a regular military department. This firepower is more than enough to deal with ordinary riots. But this little firepower is not enough to deal with zombies. This zombie was originally an accident. Who would have thought that with these guns, at least the chance of survival on the road will be a little higher. Take as many as you can. Xiao Yao directly skipped the outermost guns and walked to a shelf next to it, on which were rows of Yamen first aid kits. Xiao Yao took one down. These ordinary first aid kits for Yamen runners are mainly used for simple wound treatment and emergency measures when Yamen runners suffer minor injuries. If there is a dagger in the chest, can this first aid kit be used? It's hard to say. It depends on where the dagger is inserted. If it's in the aorta, it definitely won't work. It's definitely not an artery. If it was an artery, blood would have gushed out long ago. From what you said, Little brother, someone of yours is injured. Well, let's go. We'll clean up here later. Let's go save people first. Okay. Xiao Yao took all the first aid kits for Yamen runners on the shelf in the only space he had cleared. He also had to take everything here away, but now he had to save Xiaozin first. He had been out for too long, and Xiao Yao was a little worried about Xiaozin. Chapter 309, Rescue Xiaozin. Xiao Yao returned to the second floor of the Yi division again. Xiaozin. I'm back. Xiao Yao called Xiaozin's name before he came in. Brother Xiao Yao, you're back. Xiaozin was much better at this time, and his health had been fully restored, but there was still a knife stuck in his chest, which was really a bit scary. The candles on the table next to him were almost burned out, and Xiao Yao quickly ran to Xiaozin. Xiaozin, how do you feel? Are you feeling uncomfortable? Yes. Xiaozin responded weakly. Where do I feel uncomfortable? My chest hurts. Xiao Yao's face was dark. There was a knife stuck in his chest, so it must be painful. It's okay, I'll pull it out for you, Lao Wu. Xiao Yao turned around and found that Lao Wu was facing away from them. Lao Wu, why are you facing away from us? I need to pull out the dagger, come and help me. Stinky boy, cover this little girl with clothes first. At this time, Xiaozin also blushed. From the beginning to now, Xiao Yao did not put clothes on her. Although it was because there was a knife stuck in her chest, Xiaozin was still a little embarrassed to be so frank. Originally, she was forced to do so, and Xiaozin had lost interest in living. If she had the chance, she would immediately seek death. However, she did not expect to see brother Xiao Yao again, which made her shy as a little girl again. It's not that I don't want to cover it, it's really that this Yamen dagger is stuck in my chest. How can I cover it, Xiaozin? Please bear with it. Well. Xiaozin's voice was weak and mosquito-like. Old Wu, hold on tight, don't act like a woman. Xiaozin didn't say anything. Saving people is the most important thing now. Don't let your mind wander to all kinds of nonsense. Well, okay, Old Wu, am a man of integrity. Come on, I didn't expect you to be so arrogant at your age. Come here quickly. Excuse me, little girl. You are about the same age as my daughter. Just treat me as your dad. Old Wu, are you here to take advantage of me? You are asking others to call you dad for no reason. Haha, misunderstanding. Old Wu waved his hands but still didn't dare to look at Xiaozin. Hold Xiaozin's arm. Okay. Old Wu held Xiaozin's arm with all his heart. Xiao Yao was afraid that one first aid kit would not be enough, so he took out 3 first aid kits and opened them all. Although small, they were fully equipped with scalpels, scissors, elastic bandages, tourniquets, disinfectant, etc. Just in case, Xiao Yao took out 2 bottles of red ginseng soup and put them aside for use. Xiaozin, I'm going to pull it out. It might hurt. Just bear with it. If you're scared, just close your eyes. Yes, brother Xiao Yao, pull it out. Xiaozin closed her eyes tightly. Because of nervousness, sweat broke out on her forehead. Xiao Yao nervously grasped the Yamen dagger stuck in Xiaozin's chest. Because of nervousness, Xiao Yao's palms were a little sweaty at this time. He pressed Xiaozin's chest with his other hand, then Xiao Yao took a deep breath and pulled out the Yamen dagger with force. Puchy. A stream of blood spurted out and sprayed Xiao Yao's face directly. Ah! Xiaozin cried out in pain. Old Wu beside her took a piece of gauze and stuffed it into Xiaozin's mouth, asking her to bite it. Xiaozin bit the gauze and tried not to make any sound. Sweat beads on her head were like sweat steaming. Xiao Yao quickly threw the Yamen runner's dagger aside, then pulled the tourniquet over the wound. The white tourniquet instantly turned red, and blood gushed out like it was free. Although the Yamen runner's dagger was not inserted into the aorta, the blood flow was still too large. Xiao Yao had no choice but to quickly bandage Xiaozin's chest and back with bandages, and directly used 2 large rolls of bandages from 2 first aid kits to barely stop the blood from flowing out. Brother Xiao Yao, stop wrapping it, or you'll strangle me to death. Xiaozin was much better at this time. Although her chest still hurt a little, the bleeding state had long disappeared. Xiao Yao handed her a bottle of red ginseng soup to quickly replenish her blood. With the recovery of life, Xiaozin's life value was full again at this time. Scarring takes time, and it can't be done overnight. How do you feel now? Much better. Xiaozin slowly got up, tried to stand up, and walked a few steps. It hurts a little, but it's okay. That's good, that's good. At this time, Xiao Yao was completely relieved. Xiaozin was fine. By the way, old Wu, there is a place in your Yamen bureau to store Yamen uniforms. Take me to get Xiaozin a set. Yes, the Yamen Bureau Logistics Department has a reserve of Yamen uniforms, but we can't have hope. They have occupied the Yamen Bureau for such a long time, and they may have been swept away. The Logistics Department is on top of the armory. Come with me. Xiao Zai was downstairs, and Xiao Yao took out a tattered t-shirt for Xiaozin to put on. There are other people downstairs. You wear this t-shirt for now, and change into the Yamen uniform later. Well, it doesn't matter anymore. I have been seen by countless people. Xiaozin's eyes dimmed again. Xiaozin, look into my eyes. I won't let you give up on yourself like this. You are my girlfriend now. I won't allow anyone to bully you anymore. Believe me, I will help you put your clothes back on one by one. Thank you, brother Xiao Yao. Xiaozin's eyes had a hint of color, the color of being cared for. Let's go. Hurry up. We have been wasting a lot of time here. Your sister Xinru might be waiting anxiously. Sister Xinru. Well, Xiaozin, will you blame me? I didn't know you were still alive. In this life, I already have a lover. Her name is Xinru. She is my only wife. But now, are you willing to be my second wife? I'll think about it. Xiaozin really wanted to be brother Xiao Yao's wife, but even if Xiao Yao didn't care, Xiaozin couldn't get over the hurdle in her heart. Let's go. I'm hungry. I'll fry chicken for you tonight. My dad and I just learned it. It's our Xiao family's unique secret recipe. I bet you will like it. Brother Xiao Yao, have you seen your father? Well, I came from home to find my sister in the city. My parents are now in a very safe yard in the mountains. After I pick up my sister, I will take you back together. Xiao Yao took Xiaozin back to the logistics department on the first floor, next to the toilet. At this time, old Wu was already waiting there. Xiao Yao, this logistics department has been opened a long time ago, and there are not many things left. See if there's anything you can use. There are quite a few clothes left, and it seems that they don't like this set of clothes at all. Xiao Yao came to the logistics department. Wow, this logistics department looked like it had been ransacked. The whole room was a mess, and the shelves were all over the place. They were almost empty. However, a lot of Yamen uniforms were exposed in several large cardboard boxes. It seemed that there were only Yamen uniforms here. However, what Xiao Yao needed most now was the Yamen uniforms. Xiaozin, change into something. Old Wu, you have to step aside now. Okay, I'll wait for you at the door. Old Wu said and went out directly, closing the door. Xiaozin, pick one to change into. I still have the rest to use. Okay, Xiaozin picked a set of Yamen runners' uniforms. Xiao Yao stuffed all the Yamen runners' uniforms into a box, filling it up completely. In order to free up space, Xiao Yao took out another piece of equipment, a mechanical exoskeleton. This thing had never been used since it was opened from the box. At this time, in order to free up space, Xiao Yao directly put on this mechanical exoskeleton. Speaking of which, he was too busy during this period of time and almost forgot that there were still mysterious gift packages to be opened. He must remember to open the mysterious gift packages when he goes back. Now the space is not enough. If a big piece is opened, there will be no place to put it. Wearing the mechanical exoskeleton, Xiao Yao directly took the box full of Yamen runners' uniforms. Now he has no money on hand, otherwise he can directly upgrade the Yamen runners' uniforms several times and give them to Xiaozin to wear. That way, the increased attributes will be more. This matter is over. Go to the bank first. Expanding space and upgrading equipment require money. Money has now become the first factor that restricts himself. However, Xiaozin did not mean to avoid Xiao Yao and changed clothes directly in front of Xiao Yao. Seeing Xiaozin's body covered with purple scars, Xiao Yao felt distressed. He regretted letting those people go. Was he kicked in the head by a donkey? He actually let them go. He could have killed them all with one shot. It was the end of the world now. He might not know when he would see them again. Chapter 310, Raiding the Armory. Xiao Yao just looked at Xiaozin in front of him as she changed into the Yamen official's uniform, and thought back to the days when he didn't know that Azhi was Xiaozin. Xiao Yao shook his head. It was completely beyond his expectation that Azhi was actually Xiaozin. By the way, Xiaozin, How come you are cutting hair? Of course, I didn't know much about you before I was reborn, but going to college and working as a hairdresser are totally unrelated. Would that delay your schooling? Brother Xiao Yao, didn't I tell you? I haven't been to school for a long time. My mother passed away before I finished high school, and then I dropped out of school. I have worked in many jobs before, but I didn't make enough money. So I came up with the idea of inheriting my mother's barber shop. To be honest, my barber shop is not open yet. What? You didn't go to college at all? In other words, in this life, you are not my schoolmate at all. I was wondering how to ask them about you, but they had no impression of your name at all. It turns out that you are not the class beauty next door. Was I the class beauty in the last life? Yes, you were the big class beauty next door. Oh, but I was the class beauty in high school. It's a pity that I didn't go to college this time, otherwise I might have met you a long time ago. Speaking of which, is your barber shop just opened? I thought. Well, it's over before it even opens. You know, that Barber Street is not just for barbering. Did you think at the beginning that I was already a woman of pleasure? I'm sorry. Don't blame you. Anyone would think that way. But I'm not clean now, and that's a fact. Xiaozin, if you say this again, I'll be angry. Okay, brother Xiao Yao, I won't say it again in the future. Well, don't say it again in the future, or I'll really be angry. Okay, brother Xiao Yao, do I need to wear this Yamen officer hat too? Yes. This set of Yamen officer uniform adds a lot of attributes. After putting it on, your survivability will be greatly improved. After Xiaozin put on the whole set of Yamen officer uniform, the elegant uniform and Xiaozin's purple hair really made Xiao Yao's eyes light up. Heroic and heroic, a heroine. Brother Xiao Yao, let's go. Sister Zinner may be waiting anxiously. By the way, we have to get some pistols. Xiao Yao pulled Xiaozin out of the logistics department. Little brother, why are you wearing a backpack clip? Old Wu, who was outside the door, found that Xiao Yao was wearing a backpack clip, but this backpack clip was made of metal. What is this? A mechanical exoskeleton? Old Wu, you are sensible. This is a mechanical exoskeleton. I took it out to make more space. If it didn't look different, I would have thought you stole it from the military affairs department. What? The military affairs department also has mechanical exoskeletons. Well, but only the special operations department is qualified to be equipped with this equipment. After all, this set is not cheap, at least hundreds of thousands. Let's go and collect all the weapons first. Using the same method again, Xiao Yao, Xiaozin and Old Wu came to the armory. The way they opened the door really made Xiaozin curious for a long time. The backpack space was full, so Xiao Yao had no choice but to throw some equipment in again, a tattered t-shirt and a tattered canvas shoe. These two items had already been developed, and if needed, they could be purchased directly with money. Xiao Yao made a prompt decision and decided to throw away these two pieces of equipment, directly freeing up 2 spaces, and then put all the Yamen pistols into the space, a total of 20, plus the previous 10. Now there are 30 Yamen pistols, 3,000 bullets, all put into the backpack, and glanced at the number of bullets. At this time, there are 3,333 bullets, enough for a while. After sweeping the bank, these Yamen pistols can be upgraded twice. At that time, one shot will be 625 damage, which is very considerable. There are also 2 Yamen sniper rifles, which Xiao Yao collected together. Reconnaissance, Yay sniper rifle, plus 200 attack, maximum effective range 500 meters, shooting speed 1/3s, durability 10/10. The Yay sniper rifle has doubled its attack, and its range is much longer than the Yay pistol's maximum effective range of 100 meters. However, its shooting speed is too slow, and it can only shoot once every 3 seconds, and its durability is only 10, which means it only has 10 bullets. Scarcity makes things valuable. There are only 2 of them, so I'll put them away. There are also 200 bullets, but unfortunately there is no place to put them in the backpack. What else should I throw in? At this time, Xiao Yao noticed that there were 15 bottles of mineral water in the first compartment of the backpack. Xiao Yao took out the mineral water directly, put it on the table, and put the 200 bullets into the backpack. Since the red ginseng soup, I haven't drunk this mineral water for a long time, and I use it for cooking. The space of 19 backpacks was already tight, and it would be full if he put some things in it. Xiao Yao had no choice but to keep struggling to throw away this and that. Xiao Yao had no interest in the remaining things. Oh, he should get a few Yamen riot shields. The mechanical exoskeleton should not be equipped in vain, so it can be used as a shelf. Xiao Yao directly tied 5 Yamen riot shields and threw them on the car. He would upgrade them when he had money. It might not be convenient. The Yamen officer might not come back again, so he had to get more at a time. Old Wu, can you help me carry dozens of Yamen daggers? No problem, Xiao Yao, don't tell me that your storage space is full. Well, there is no space, now I can only use my hands. It seems that your storage space is only at the black iron level, about 1 square meter. That's about right, otherwise I won't leave anything here. Okay, Xiao Yao, can you help me take down the Yamen backpack on the top of the shelf? I will pack it in my backpack. Oh my god, why didn't you tell me earlier? How come this Yamen backpack is placed so high that I didn't even notice it? Xiao Yao only then realized that there was a row of Yamen backpacks on the top of the shelf, a total of 10 Yamen backpacks. Xiao Yao took down 3 of them, replaced his original small one, and then loaded 20 Yamen daggers on Old Wu's back. Xiao Yao was afraid that if he loaded too many, Old Wu's old bones would die on the road. He loaded 10 more Yamen daggers and asked Xiaozin to carry one. Xiaozin, is this weight okay? It's okay, brother Xiao Yao, you can pack a little more. That's all, you're weak, don't get tired. Now that there's a backpack, the small and heavy things in the space can be put directly into the Yamen backpack. Xiao Yao took out 200 Yamen sniper bullets, and then put in 25 Yamen explosion-proof shields, and the 5 on the mechanical exoskeleton. Xiao Yao now has more and more people around him, so he must strengthen his defense. The defense properties of these Yamen explosion-proof shields are very good. When many people hold the Yamen explosion-proof shields together, it will be like a wall, and their safety will be much improved. Let's go home. Xiao Yao glanced at the armory. After this farewell, he might never come back. After several people left the armory, Lao Wu pulled a ring of the hairdryer again, and the mirror closed again. Xiaoxi at the door was still guarding diligently. When she saw Xiao Yao and the others appear, she hurriedly greeted them. Sir. Well, this is a Yamen dagger. Here you go. Xiao Yao gave Xiaoxi a Yamen dagger. As for the Yamen pistol, Xiao Yao was not sure about Xiaoxi's character and could not give it to him for the time being. Let's go. My base is not far away from the Yamen office. We should be there soon. Xiao Yao pulled Xiaozin and walked directly into the thick fog. Old Wu and Xiaoxi followed quickly behind them. At this time, in the cell, several people groped their way to the first floor. Brother Chun, it's so dark here. Why is it so quiet? Where are they? I don't know. How about going to the second floor to have a look? Wipe. Wipe. A person rubbed a lighter a few times, and the light illuminated the stairs. Oh my god, Xiaoqiu, where did you get the lighter? I found it from the corpse on the ground. Oh my god, you are so brave, touching a corpse. I was forced to do this. I didn't even dare to kill a chicken before, but now I dare to touch a corpse in the dark. Let's go. They don't even light a candle, are they so thrifty? Several people slowly walked towards the stairs leading to the second floor. Brother Chun, have they even withdrawn the guards? Really? Aren't they afraid of zombie attacks? Let's go to the second floor. Click, click. The group slowly groped their way to the second floor. With the light of a lighter, several people finally reached the second floor. Brother Chun, why do I feel a little cold? Is there blood on the ground? It looks like blood. How can there be so much? It's almost like a river. Let's go and have a look. Several people came to the room where Xiaozin was abused. Following the light of the lighter, they saw a scene that they would never want to mention at this moment. They saw a hellish scene. In the room on the second floor, there were broken limbs all over the floor, and the flowing blood covered the entire room and even the corridor with a red carpet. Ugh! One of them finally couldn't help vomiting, but there was no food to vomit in his empty stomach. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelists. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 311 Yizinaru is missing. A group of people followed Xiao Yao and slowly walked to the previous place. It was almost midnight. Xiao Yao didn't expect that this trip would take so long. It was almost the place of the base. Xiao Yao's heart was beating non-stop at this time, as if something big had happened. Xiao Yao, who was worried, turned on the night vision and the small map, and kept his spirits up. Suddenly, Xiao Yao paused. Where's the off-road vehicle? Xiao Yao's vision was empty. Not good. Could it be that Wang Fuge and his men had been here? Xiao Yao really wanted to slap himself in the face. He was not thoughtful enough. Wang Fuge was a desperate criminal. I'm afraid he would really do something. Can Shaji Baling and Xiaobinghe defend him? Xinru, please don't be in trouble. Xiao Yao ran to the door of the store like crazy. The door was closed. Xiao Yao opened the door and went in. There was no light inside, but Xiao Yao, who turned on the night vision, saw 3 people lying on the ground. No. Xiao Yao ran in like crazy. There were 3 people lying on the ground, but Xinru was not there. The attributes of these 3 people appeared in his vision. Their health points were full. Could it be that they fell asleep? But why were they lying on the ground? Xiao Yao quickly ran to the attic on the 2nd floor. The attic was empty. Xiao Yao jumped down from the attic and shook Shijibalang vigorously. Wake up! Wake up! Shijibalang did not respond at all. At this time, Xiao Yao found that they all had a status. Immobilized, unable to move, 20 minutes remaining. There is such a status. Xiao Yao was stunned for a moment. Wang Fuge also had this ability? If Wang Fuge could immobilize, then what would happen to him? He would have been subdued long ago. 20 minutes, Xiao Yao could not remove the immobilization, so he could only wait for them to be automatically eliminated. What happened? Looking at the furnishings in the room, there was no fight, which meant that they were easily subdued and Xinru was taken away. Squeak. The door opened. It was Shazin, Lao Wu, Xiaoxi and others. A string of bright light came in, and old Wu actually picked up a Yamen flashlight. Xiao Yao, what's going on? What happened to them? They are immobilized. It will be fine in 20 minutes. Immobilization? There are people who know this skill. Yet, I am also surprised. Brother Xiao Yao, is that sister Xinru? No. Oh? But there is only one woman here. Xinru is not here. She must have been kidnapped. We can only wait for a while. I hope they can give me news about Xinru's whereabouts. Xiao Yao walked back and forth with an anxious look on his face. In this state, he was anxious but there was nothing he could do. Oh no. At this time, old Wu suddenly slapped his thigh. What's wrong, old Wu? We left one person behind. Xiaochu is still in the cell. No, I have to go back to pick her up. Old Wu got up and was about to pick up Xiaochu. Xiao Yao stopped him. Old Wu, I'll go later. You're old, don't waste time. Old Wu had a mission to complete, so he couldn't be allowed to go out and waste time. If something happened, he would lose 2 levels. Okay, then I'll trouble you, Xiao Yao. Well, wait a little longer. Xiao Yao looked at the 3 unconscious people, and suddenly felt empty inside. Xinru, where are you? Xiao Yao lit the candles on the table, and old Wu turned off the Yamen flashlight. Xiazin found a chair and sat down, and Xiao Zai stood at the door and guarded the door diligently. After a while, Shijibalang woke up first. Old Sha, you're awake. Sir, old Sha deserves death, please grant me death. Old Sha, tell me, where's Xinru? Where did Xinru go? Xiao Yao shook old Sha's shoulders frantically, and the force was so strong that old Sha grimaced. Xiao Yao slightly loosened his hand. Sir, I deserve to die for not protecting the madam. After you left, a woman in white broke in and wanted to take the madam away, but the madam refused, so the woman took her away by force. I deserve to die, and I know nothing else. A woman in white. Yes, a woman in white. She was holding a long sword and moving as fast as the wind. When the woman in white took the madam away by force, we of course tried our best to keep her, but the woman in white pressed us in a breath, and we fell unconscious. Pushed you? Do you mean acupuncture points? Yes, just like pressing acupuncture points, and then we lost consciousness. At this time, Xiaobinghe and his sister also woke up. Seeing that Xiao Yao was in deep thought, they did not disturb him. A woman in white, a long sword, could it be? At this time, Xiao Yao leaned over and picked up a jade pendant from the ground. Reconnaissance, Phoenix pendant, mental power plus 500, mental power recovery 5/2, Durability 4567 5000. It's the phoenix pendant again. Xiao Yao touched the phoenix pendant under his neck. The one he was wearing was still there, which meant that this one belonged to someone else. It must be her. But why did she want to take Yuzhenru away? At least she should have said hello, right? Just took her away so rudely? Without even leaving a message? Suddenly, a big prompt appeared in the field of vision. System, start the main task, completed, help Yuzhenru find the mysterious woman, reward experience 100,000, and upgrade the system to level 2. The main task is completed? What kind of evil operation is this? Is it because I am too slow in completing the main task, and the NPC of this task has taken the initiative to complete the task forcibly? Xiao Yao looked at the prompt that appeared in the field of vision, speechless. It's completed already? It seems that the person who took Yuzhenru away must be that mysterious woman. Receive your reward. System, experience value plus 100,000, level upgrade, current level 1, level 2. System, the system is upgraded to level 2, and the single cell storage space is upgraded from 1 cubic meter to 10 cubic meters. The host is requested to explore the rest of the functions by himself. Not only did he upgrade himself, but the system was also upgraded to level 2, but Xiao Yao was not happy at all, because the main task was completed, but there was no prompt for the follow-up task, which made Xiao Yao have no idea how to find Yuzhenru. This is the main task, how could there be only one chance for the task? Give some hints for the follow-up tasks, right? What the hell, did she disappear directly? Xiao Yao's mood was extremely bad now. At this moment, Xiao Yao looked dead. If he had known, he would not have left Xinru alone. All outsiders were unreliable. Xinru. Where are you? Brother Xiao Yao, don't be sad, we will go to find Sister Xinru. Xiaozin came over to comfort Xiao Yao at this time. But, with so many people around, where can I find her? I don't even have a clue. Xiao Yao was helpless. Before the end of the world, he could still rely on the Yamen division to find someone, but now it's the end of the world. Finding someone is like looking for a needle in a haystack. Brother Xiao Yao, we will help you find her. However, I remember that woman in white seemed to have said something, saying that I finally found you, come back to Shushan with me. Shushan. Xiao Yao felt a chill in his heart. Shushan is 1,800 kilometers away from here, and he needs to cross most of China. However, Xinru is his wife, and he has a reason to go. Xinru, wait for me, I will find you no matter where I am. Chapter 312, Subdue Zimandu Xu. Little brother Xiao Yao. Don't worry, old Wu, I will send you back to the military affairs department of Longman Mountain before that. However, it seems that the time will be advanced, and I must set off for Shushan as soon as possible. Little brother Xiao Yao, I mean Xiao Chu. Old Wu reminded him from the side. Xiao Yao might have forgotten to pick up Xiao Chu. I'll pick her up right away. Xiao Yao directly took out 6 Yamen pistols and gave one to each of the Xiaobinghe brothers and sisters, one to Shajibalang, one to Old Wu, and one to Xiaozin. Before giving it to Xiaoxi, Xiao Yao paused. Xiaoxi, I know you want to follow me, but I don't trust anyone. Lao Sha and Lao Xia have all signed slave contracts with me, so I trust them. If you really want to follow me, sign a slave contract with me. But first I want to tell you that after the slave contract is signed, I can control your life and death in a moment. Don't doubt what I say. Although it sounds fantasy, I have the power of life and death over slaves. Sir, think about it, and tell me. If you are willing to be my slave, then you will be a member of my organization in the future. It doesn't matter if you don't want to be, but you may not have a share of some resources. Of course, I won't starve you to death. Xiao Yao ignored Xiaoxi after he finished speaking, and looked back at Lao Sha and Lao Xia. What? Do you two regret it? Do you think this contract is just talk? I really have the right to control your life and death, but don't try it. I dare not. I am loyal to you, sir, and I have no second thoughts. I hope there will never be a day when we brothers turn against each other. I don't want to experience what it feels like to be wiped out. My lord, you saved the lives of Xiaobingbao and his sister, and Xiaobingbao has no intention of rebelling. Get up, I'm not that cruel. As long as you don't have any ill intentions towards me, I won't interfere with you in other matters. My lord, Xiaoxi is willing to follow you and be your servant. Have you made up your mind? Once you have made up your mind, You will have no chance to regret it. Xiaoxi has made up her mind. Okay, come on, Lao Sha, read it to Xiaoxi and let Xiaoxi repeat it. My lord Xiao Yao, I, Shijibalang, am willing to serve you like a cow and a horse for the rest of my life, without any complaints. If I violate my promise, both humans and gods will be outraged and I will be struck by lightning. Please accept Shijibalang. Shijibalang said to Xiaoxi, just change your name to your own. Ah, why does this sound like a vow? It's a vow, hurry up. Ah, okay, Master Xiao Yao, I, Zimenduixu, am willing to serve you like a slave for the rest of my life, without any complaints. If I violate this promise, I will be condemned by both the gods and the people, and I will be struck by lightning. Please accept Zimenduixu. Pucci. Xiazin, who was standing next to him, couldn't help laughing. Zimenduixu, the name of this person made her want to laugh, and the people next to her also tried to hold back their laughter. Xiao Yao had known Xiaoxi's full name for a long time, and when he first knew it, he was also very confused, but the situation was special at the time, so he couldn't laugh. At this time, Yiziner was missing, and Xiao Yao was already upset, so he didn't want to laugh. Yes. Xiao Yao nodded lightly and accepted the prompt from the system. Lao Shat handed Zimenduixu a knife at this time. Drop a drop of blood on the palm of the boss's hand. Oh. Zimenduixu followed Lao Shat's prompt, cut his finger and dripped a drop of blood on Xiao Yao's palm. At this point, the contract was signed. Zimenduixu, Shijibalang, you two will be in charge of guarding together in the future. It just so happens that your names are both 4 characters long, which is quite a good match. This is the Yamen pistol, Xiaoxi, take it. Now, each of us has a pistol full of bullets. However, unless the situation is special, do not use the pistol indiscriminately, or it will attract zombies. I will go to pick up Miss Xiaochu now. If there is any situation that cannot be solved, fire a warning shot and I will come back immediately. Yes, I understand. Xiazin, I will be back soon. Okay, I'll wait for you. After saying goodbye to several people, Xiao Yao pushed the door out. It was already early in the morning, but Xiaochu was still in the Yamen prison cell, so Xiao Yao had to go to pick her up again. Turning on the night vision directly, Xiao Yao ran all the way back to the cell again. At this time, Xiaochu was still lying on the ground, and the few people in the next cell had disappeared. Xiao Yao came to Xiaochu, Miss Chu, wake up. Don't worry about me, just let me be quiet for a while. Xiaochu said with her eyes closed. No matter who came at this time, she didn't want to leave, so she just died like this. Let me go, let me go. Xiaochu suddenly felt that she was picked up by someone, and then she found that she was directly carried on the shoulders of Xiao Yao in front of her. Put me down quickly. Xiaochu saw that Xiao Yao ignored her, and she actually bit Xiao Yao's shoulder. Hiss. Xiao Yao felt a little pain, but still ignored Xiaochu. He came here just to pick up Xiaochu. If it wasn't for Lao Wu's request, Xiao Yao would not come back. Xiaochu on his shoulder hit and bit, but Xiao Yao still carried her like this, regardless of anything. Gradually, Xiaochu was tired and lay on Xiao Yao's shoulder like a dead dog. Do you men like to force others? If Lao Wu didn't ask me to pick you up, I wouldn't bother to come. When I send you to Lao Wu, you can do whatever you want, but now, I don't bother to pay attention to you. Humph, you fat man, I'll bite you to death. Xiaochu bit down again. A bite only dropped 10 drops of blood. Xiao Yao didn't bother to pay attention to the stinky woman and left the Yi division directly. After returning to the base safely, Xiao Yao threw Xiaochu directly on the sofa next to him. You fat guy, I will bite you to death sooner or later. Are you afraid of you? Xiao Yao was too lazy to pay attention to this unreasonable female Yamen runner. At this time, Lao Wu came over. Xiaochu, are you okay? Xiaochu tilted her head and didn't look at Lao Wu. Originally, Xiaochu wanted to stand up for Lao Wu, but in the end she was forced. Lao Wu hid in the corner. At this time, her impression of Lao Wu was extremely bad. She usually regarded Lao Wu as her elder brother. Xiao Yao, quickly get some clothes. Are you going to let Miss Chu show off here to everyone? She has no figure and no looks. Who wants to see her? Didn't you see that the men all turned their backs to her? Fatty, say that again. What? I'll say that again. What do you want? Bite me to death. I will die in front of you. As long as you're happy. Brother Xiao Yao. Xiaozin grabbed Xiao Yao's arm. Xiao Yao certainly understood what her eyes meant. Okay, here you go. Xiao Yao was in no mood to nag at them. He took out a tattered servant suit and handed it to Xiaozin. Xiaozin took the clothes and came to Xiao Chu. Miss Chu, put them on, it's cold at night. No, I don't have a good figure, why should I wear clothes? Anyway, my body is dirty, and it doesn't make any sense to wear them. Just leave it like this, I like to be cool. Miss Chu, I understand your feelings. You understand? Have you been forced by several colleagues? You understand shit. Pa. A loud slap hit Xiao Chu's face, and 5 red handprints appeared instantly. Miss Chu, if you dare to speak rudely to Xiaozin again, I will send you to reincarnation immediately. Xiao Chu covered her face, tears rolling down like beads that had broken off the string. This fat guy actually hid her. Miss Chu, I understand you. I have been raped by all the men in the Yei division, but now I am over it, right? Think about it, there are some things that you have to go through, and we still have to live. You are the woman who was dragged to the 2nd floor. Now, do you still think that I don't understand you? I have thought about dying countless times, but I have reasons to live, which can be regarded as an obsession, right? Miss Chu, don't you have an obsession to live? To live, obsession. Xiao Chu's eyes were blurred with tears. I miss home, I want to go home. At this time, Xiao Yao was sitting on a rattan chair in the attic on the 2nd floor, squinting his eyes. When he heard Xiao Chu say that he missed home, Xiao Yao opened his eyes. I don't know how my parents are doing, but that was on the mountain, so it shouldn't be a big problem. Hiss. Xiao Yao suddenly pressed a certain part of his body accidentally, and a trace of pain spread all over his body. Xiao Yao pressed it with his hand, and it was hard. At this time, Xiao Yao remembered that the bullet in his body had not been taken out yet. If it weren't for the equipment to restore life, he would have bled to death by now. Chapter 313 The Man Who Does Not Need Anesthesia for Surgery. Hiss. A trace of pain spread all over his body, and Xiao Yao realized that the bullet in his body had not been taken out. Xiao Yao took off the mechanical exoskeleton on his back and put it on the coffee table. He had to go down and ask Xiaozin and others to help take out the bullet. Xiao Yao came down from the 2nd floor attic. At this time, Xiao Chu had left the sofa and was talking to Xiaozin. The 2 poor women had a common topic, and Xiao Yao threw himself on the sofa. Xiaozin, come here. Brother Xiao Yao, you called me. At this time, Xiao Yao started to take off his clothes directly. Brother Xiao Yao, what do you want to do? There are so many people here. Xiaozin found that this brother Xiao Yao actually took off his clothes in front of so many people. Did Xiao Yao want to? But she couldn't, she was already an unclean woman. Next to Xiao, Xiao Chu stared at Xiao Yao with curiosity. What on earth did this fat guy want to do? Is he so open now? What are you thinking about? Xiao Yao, who had taken off his shirt, revealed several bullet holes on his body. The blood had already coagulated, but the bullets were still in the flesh. Xiao Yao took out 3 special first aid kits for Yamen runners and placed them on the coffee table next to him. Take out the bullets for me. Brother Xiao Yao, you. Why are there so many bullets in your body? It's because Wang Fuga shot me. Does it hurt? Xiaozin looked at the bullets in Xiao Yao's body, tears flowing uncontrollably, and she gently touched the bullet holes with her hand. Hiss. Xiaozin, hurry up, help me take out the bullet. Brother Xiao Yao, but I dare not. Little brother, how long have you had the bullet in your body? Why do you look like nothing happened? You are really a man. It's been almost a few hours. I've been busy and didn't have time to take out the bullet. Besides, it's not convenient for me to take it out by myself. Although Xiao had been with Xiao Yao once, it was for the sake of saving her after all. Later, he and Xiao Yao were just companions. At this time, Xiao thought that Yi's inner was missing and she would have a chance. However, the girl Xiaozin who suddenly appeared seemed to have a good relationship with Xiao Yao, and even the woman named Xiao Chu had an unclear relationship with Xiao Yao. At this time, she could only look at the bullet wound on Xiao Yao's body from a distance, covering her mouth and crying. If she was asked to take out a bullet, she didn't dare. At this time, she couldn't help at all. Xiao suddenly hated herself a little. If she had studied medicine, she could help Xiao Yao, but she actually studied accounting, a completely useless major. Xiaozin, I can only rely on you now. If you can't do it, who can? You must do it. Come on, I believe in you. Xiao Yao said and lay directly on the sofa. Brother Xiao Yao, I don't dare, I really don't dare. I'll do it. At this time, a woman's voice came from the side. You. Xiao Yao looked over and saw that it was Miss Chu. Can you do it? Are you scared? Are you afraid that I will cut you directly with a scalpel? Afraid, so I don't need you to take it out for me. Xiaozin, take it out for me, I believe in you. Humph. Xiao Chu didn't expect that he would be rejected. The provocation method didn't work on this fat guy. Little brother, this Xiao Chu learned some first aid measures at the beginning. If there's really no one who can take out a bullet, you might as well give it a try. Her? Forget it. Looking at her, I'm afraid she will take revenge. What if I didn't die at the hands of the zombies, but died at the hands of a stinky woman? I would be wronged. Forget it. By the way, where is Sister Yu? Brother Xiao Yao, I'm here. At this time, Xiao Yu heard Xiao Yao calling her and waved hurriedly. Come here. You and Xiaozin, help me take out a bullet, is it okay? No problem. Brother Xiao Yao, I will do my best. Okay, Xiaozin, now you two help me take out a bullet, it should be okay. Xiao Yu is younger than you, she dares, why don't you? Tisk, I hope you bleed a lot, I hope you bleed to death. Xiao Chu hugged her arms and watched the show. She was so uncomfortable that she was despised by others as an emergency angel of the AE division. She stood by and watched the fun. There is no anesthetic, but you are still stubborn. You will be in so much pain when the time comes. Xiao Yao, is it really okay? It may be very painful without anesthetic. Xiaozin heard Xiao Chu talking about anesthetic. It's okay, come on. Xiao Yao bit a small strip of cloth tied with a bandage to relieve the pain. At this time, Xiaozin took the scalpel and began to remove the bullet from the bullet hole in Xiao Yao's body. The first time he cut, Xiao Yao felt the flesh on his body being cut, but Xiao Yao just frowned. The candlelight was fading. Two busy but meticulous women were beside Xiao Yao. They were in a hurry at the beginning, but they were getting more and more skilled. Now it was the last bullet. Ding dong. Xiaozin put the bullets on the plate beside her. There were 5 bullets. Sister Yu, bandage him. Let me do it. He has too many wounds. It's still troublesome to bandage him. At this time, Xiao Chu beside her couldn't help it and took the initiative to bandage Xiao Yao. Okay, then, Sister Yu and Sister Chu will bandage him together. At this time, Xiaozin was exhausted from the high-intensity operation and sat on the chair beside her. Hoo-hoo, at this time, Xiao Yao had already fallen asleep. I thought it was a ghost-crying operation, except that Xiao Yao frowned slightly at the beginning, and then Xiao Yao fell asleep directly. This also made Xiaozin calm down from being nervous. She had to take the lead, otherwise Xiao Yao might be in danger if he bled too much. I didn't expect this guy to be so patient. He didn't use any anesthesia and took out 5 bullets. Not only did he not make a sound, he even fell asleep. Old Wu, I'm really impressed by him. At this time, as Xiao Chu was bandaging Xiao Yao, her feeling towards Xiao Yao also changed. At least, this was the first man she had met whom she admired. However, Xiao Chu felt inexplicably lost. If she had met Xiao Yao earlier, perhaps the current situation would not be like this. It would have been better if it had been half a day earlier. However, fate was sometimes so unfair. Xiao Yao had already fallen asleep, and the 2 people at the door were still guarding diligently. Xiaozin walked over and handed each of them a bottle of red ginseng soup. 2 big brothers, take a break and drink some water. You can take turns to keep watch, and you don't have to keep watch together. Otherwise, if you are all tired, there will be no one to keep watch. It's what the madam ordered. Xiao Zai saluted respectfully to Xiaozin, and then said to Lao Shan next to him, Brother Sha, you take a rest, I'll keep watch first, and I'll call you when I'm tired. Okay, it happens that I'm a little tired too. Lao Sha glanced at Xiaozin and found a wall to lean against and rest. Xiao Zai, don't call me madam, I'm just an old friend of Xiao Yao, I don't deserve it, just call me Xiaozin from now on. Yes, Miss Xiaozin. After Xiaozin walked away, Lao Sha, who was not far away, opened his eyes. In his eyes, there was only one Madame Yizhenru, and other people were not in his eyes, but this was Xiao Yao's family affair, and Lao Sha would not interfere. Chapter 314, National Yamen. After Xiao took out a bullet for Xiao Yao fell asleep on the bench. Xiao covered Xiao Yao with a blanket, and the others found a suitable place to slowly fall asleep. It was already early in the morning, and it was already the second day. Not long after, the sky was already dawning. Xiao Yao, who was lying on the bench, had cold sweat on his forehead and was grabbing his hands randomly. Xiao Yao grabbed a hand and then grabbed it hard. Suddenly, Xiao Yao stood up suddenly. Hiss. Because he stood up too suddenly, the action of standing up pulled the wound on his body. Xiao Yao was still holding a weak and boneless little hand tightly in his hand. "Brother Xiao Yao, you are awake. Do you need some water?" A woman's voice came from the side, and then she handed over a bottle of mineral water. Xiao Yao looked and saw that it was Xiao Yu sitting next to him, and he was holding her other little hand at this time. "Thank you, Sister Yu." Xiao Yao saw Xiao Yu sitting next to him. It seemed that she had been keeping watch over him all night. Xiao Yao let go of Xiao Yu's hand and glanced around. Everyone else was still asleep. "Sister Yu, why aren't you sleeping yet?" Xiao Yao asked Xiao Yu softly. "Brother Xiao Yao, you couldn't sleep, so she volunteered to keep watch for you. Thank you for keeping watch for me. This is what I should do." "Silly girl, I still want to thank you." Xiao Yao touched the silly girl's head. Although he saved Xiao Yu's life at that time, how could he explain such a thing clearly? "Brother Xiao Yao, how do you feel now?" Xiao Yao glanced at his health value, which was full. Xiao Yao gently pressed the wound covered by the bandage, and it didn't hurt so much at this time. Xiao Yao tried to move his limbs a few times. "Well, it's no big deal. If you are tired, take a rest." "You is not tired. Be obedient, take a rest." Xiao Yao stood up and pressed Xiao Yu on the bench. "Brother Xiao Yao, I can't do that. I'm just a slave." "Do you know you are a slave? Are the master's words so useless?" You obeys. "Well, that's good, take a good rest." "Well, thank you, Brother Xiao Yao." Maybe he was really tired. Xiao Yu closed his eyes and fell asleep in a short while. Xiao, who was not far away, saw this scene at this time. The moment Xiao Yao looked over here, he quickly closed his eyes. Xiao Yao came over at this time and gently pulled the half-fallen quilt for Xiao, and then Xiao Yao came to the door. "Sir." Shijibalang respectfully took the luggage. "Well, nothing is wrong. Sir, everything is normal. Be alert, the zombies today may be unusual." "Yes, I understand." Xiao Yao glanced at the thick fog outside. Although it was already slightly bright, he couldn't see the situation outside at all. Calculating the time, today is the 15th day of the apocalypse, which means that today or tomorrow, the zombies will usher in the first wave of awakening. I don't know how these zombies awaken and what will happen after awakening. At this time, Xiao Yao returned to the attic on the second floor. There was no one on the second floor. Xiao Yao found a stool and sat down. The mysterious gift bag has not been opened for a long time. It's time to open it once. Open. System, mechanical exoskeleton component +1. What is it? Why is it a mechanical exoskeleton again? Xiao Yao switched to the new item that had just been opened in the backpack. I saw that a strange item appeared in the backpack at this time. Backpack, mechanical exoskeleton component, can be combined with a mechanical exoskeleton mother body, +1% strength. It turned out to be a component. Xiao Yao took out the component and saw a glove-like machine on the coffee table. On the coffee table was the mechanical exoskeleton that was placed there before taking the bullet last night. Could this be the mother body? To combine the equipment, you still need to collect it in the backpack. Xiao Yao emptied 2 spaces and put in the mechanical exoskeleton and component. The original mechanical exoskeleton's properties really changed. It became the exoskeleton mother body. Then Xiao Yao directly selected exoskeleton and placed it on the mother body. System, combination completed. Backpack, mechanical exoskeleton, equipment requires strength 10, +2% strength, has obtained the mechanical arm base, can install equipment by yourself. Opening the strength bonus requires money 2/S, durability 99999/99999. After the combination is completed, the mechanical exoskeleton equipment now has a strength requirement, which means that people with a strength lower than 10 cannot wear this mechanical exoskeleton. Xiao Yao directly took out the mechanical exoskeleton after the combination, and saw that at this time, on the basis of the original back clip, There were 2 more mechanical arms. After Xiao Yao equipped it, he found that he looked a bit like a robot, but there was only a base on the mechanical arm, and no weapons. The field of vision showed that 2 hot weapon equipment could be placed on the weapon base. If there was a Gatling gun, it would be a proper mobile bunker. It seems that this weapon still needs to be collected by himself. The current mechanical exoskeleton is just a frame. Xiao Yao simply equipped 4 pistols on the mechanical arm, 2 on each side, 4 pistols, that is to say, equipped with this mechanical exoskeleton, Xiao Yao can shoot 4 bullets at the same time. This is a proper pistol-to-machine gun feeling, but it is a bit out of place. It seems that this mysterious gift package still needs to be opened on time, otherwise some good equipment will be left behind. Roar. The roar of a zombie broke the brief silence. Has it started? The zombie tide. Xiao Yao quietly watched the zombies roar coming from somewhere in the distance. The zombies' roar woke up the other people who were sleeping. At this time, Xiao Yao came down from the attic on the 2nd floor. A group of people looked at Xiao Yao, who is like a Schwarzenegger robot. Their panicked hearts, frightened by the zombies' roars, also calmed down. They would feel at ease when Xiao Yao was there. Sir. Be patient, everyone, take your positions and maintain level 1 combat status. There may be a tide of zombies today. If we can't hold here, we will rush out. Xiao Yao glanced at the shops along the street and was a little careless. This small shop could not defend against the tide of zombies at all. If he had known, he should have stayed in the Yamen division last night. After all, there was an armory there, and the iron windows could completely block the zombies for a while. But on second thought, the smell of blood over there was so strong, and the number of zombies going there would probably not be small. Xiao Yao took out a big box containing the Yamen uniforms. Everyone, change into the Yamen uniforms. This set of clothes has higher defense and stronger survivability. Brother Xiao Yao, this should be the reason why you collect Yamen uniforms. Old Wu, there is no time to explain. Put them on quickly. You will die slower when you put them on. Xiao Yao watched everyone change into Yamen runners' uniforms. The exquisite t-shirt that he had upgraded 3 times with money was not as good as an original Yamen runner's uniform at this time. It seemed that the starting point was low, and no matter how high the upgrade was, it was useless. The t-shirt that had been upgraded 3 times only had 62 health points, while an original Yamen runner's uniform directly added 100 health points, and also added 10 defense points. There was simply no comparison. If you compare goods, you will throw them away. If you compare people, you will die. Xiaozin, don't change this magic jeans. This pair of jeans is better than the Yamen runner's pants. Xiao Yao whispered to Xiaozin. After all, this pair of jeans also has high health points and increases life recovery by 1%. Yet, after the group changed their clothes, they looked like a group of Yamen runners. Except for Xiao Yao, who is wearing a weird outfit, the others were definitely a Yamen runners team. Chapter 315 Miss Chu, what do you think of me? The whole team was now dressed in Yamen uniforms. Looking around, it looked like a team composed entirely of Yamen runners. Xiao Chu put on the Yamen uniform again. Perhaps because of Xiao Yao's tough look when he had surgery without anesthesia last night, her attitude towards Xiao Yao had changed. So Xiao Chu didn't say much at this time and quietly put on the Yamen uniform. Although wearing a mechanical exoskeleton can increase strength by 2%, for Xiao Yao at this time, this 2% is almost useless, but the backpack space is too tight. Xiao Yao glanced at Xiaobinghe next to him. If there is anyone in this group who can reach a strength of more than 10, there must be only one person, that is the big Xiaobinghe. Although he is relatively thin at this time, as long as he can eat enough, he will recover soon. Xiaobinghe, come here. Sir, you called me. The big man in a Yamen uniform came over. Putting on this uniform made him have an urge to salute. Here, I'll equip you with this mechanical exoskeleton first. You will be an important fire support when the time comes. Sir, I don't know how to use it. This is simple. Press the switch in your hand, and the 4 pistols on your arms can shoot at the same time. Xiao Yao demonstrated the shooting action to Xiaobinghe. Oh, is it that simple? Yes, it's that simple. Xiao Yao took off the mechanical exoskeleton and installed it on Xiaobinghe. Xiaobinghe's tall stature, coupled with this mechanical exoskeleton, looked more like Schwarzenegger. Xiao Yao glanced at his status bar and found that the strength bonus skill of the mechanical exoskeleton could still be controlled. In other words, although the equipment was not on him, He still had the right to control the strength bonus. He equipped Xiao Binghai mainly because this set of equipment was still relatively cumbersome to use as a spare, and the attack of the pistol was too low, not as high as his own flat attack output. The equipment also had some restrictions on movement. It was a complete useless function, and it was a pity to throw away the equipment. Xiao Binghai looked left and right, and was very satisfied with this mechanical exoskeleton. He was as happy as a child. Then Xiao Binghai knelt on one knee in front of Xiao Yao. Xiao Binghai, thank you for the reward. What are you thinking? I just have no place to put it, so I put it with you temporarily. I didn't say I would give it to you as a reward. Wait for me to find the Gatling gun, and I will get it back. Now the attack is too low with a pistol, so I will put it with you first. Ah, it's not for me. What? Do you have any objection? If you have any objection, I will let Lao Shan Zai equip it. Sir, I have no objection. Just kidding, how can such good equipment be cheap for Lao Shan Zai? After taking off the mechanical exoskeleton, Xiao Yao felt relaxed. He twisted his neck a few times and felt much more comfortable. It was indeed a bit uncomfortable to have a metal object on his body. I promised to make fried chicken for Xiaozin last night, but I fell asleep accidentally because of taking out the bullet. The current situation does not allow me to make a fire and cook. Xiao Yao took out a big box of food and said, let's have breakfast now. Eat as much as you want. Only when you are full can you have strength, and only when you are strong can you kill the zombies. A group of people came up to take food from the box. Although there were few people, they lined up consciously. Xiao Chu was stunned by Xiao Yao's magic at this time. It was old Wu next to him who explained to Xiao Chu for a long time. Xiaozin, I wanted to make you spicy chicken, but time doesn't allow it now. Just make do with it for now. I'll make it for you when we get settled. Brother Xiao Yao, I'm fine with it. As long as I'm with you, it doesn't matter whether I eat chicken or not. Well, I've wronged you during this period. I promise you that I'll let you eat chicken once a day. Okay, it's a deal. Xiaozin smiled, her glasses narrowed into a slit. She had changed a lot at this time. She was no longer the lively and mischievous Aziz. Aziz's famous saying was that if you can't help, you have to make trouble, otherwise you won't have a sense of existence. But now Aziz has become like Jin Lian, quiet and not noisy. This made Xiao Yao a little uncomfortable. It's only been a few days since they separated, and a person can change so much? It seems that Nadia Z will never go back. The group hurried to eat breakfast. The upcoming war made them not in the mood to talk. They just desperately filled their stomachs, fearing that they would be attacked by zombies and they would not be able to eat the next moment. Xiao Chu, why don't you eat? Old Wu found that Xiao Chu was holding the food blankly, just staring blankly at the front. Uncle Wu, I have no appetite. Even if you have no appetite, you have to eat something. How can you kill zombies without strength? Even if you don't kill zombies, you still need strength to escape. I know, Uncle Wu, I just have no appetite. I'll eat a little. Xiao Chu finished speaking, slowly eating the food in his hand, looking at Xiao Yao in the distance from time to time. At this time, Xiao Yao was talking to Xiaozin. Xiao Chu didn't know what he was thinking in his heart. This girl Xiaozin has been ruined by so many people, and Xiao Yao doesn't care at all. Do I have a chance? In the end, you can only survive by relying on a strong man, and relying on a man like Xiao Yao is the best choice. But, doesn't Xiao Yao care? He already has a girl Xiaozin, and that guy named Xiao Yu seems to have an unclear relationship with Xiao Yao. Do I still have a chance? Xiao Chu ate without any appetite. Miss Chu, you can't eat. Is the food a little dry? Are you thirsty? I have a drink given by the boss. Here, have a drink. Xiao Binghai, wearing a mechanical exoskeleton, came over at some point with a bottle of red ginseng soup in his hand. Thank you, but no thanks. Xiao Binghai blocked Xiao Chu's view of Xiao Yao, which made Xiao Chu feel disgusted. This is the boss's magical drink. Even if you are injured, drinking a bottle can stop bleeding faster than usual. You can keep it for emergencies if you don't drink it. Can it stop bleeding? Xiao Chu turned her eyes back and looked at the red ginseng soup handed over by Xiao Binghai. She took it involuntarily. Is it really that magical? Well, that's what the boss said. I heard that it can restore half of your life. Half a life? The boss said that if the health of an ordinary person is 100, this bottle of drink can restore 50 health points. Ordinary people? Are you no longer ordinary people? Of course I am an ordinary person, but I feel that I am stronger than before. However, the boss is definitely not an ordinary person. The boss can kill a zombie with one stick, while I may need about 10 sticks to kill one. This is the difference. The boss may have far exceeded the scope of ordinary people. One stick per zombie? You are bragging. I'm not kidding you. I saw it with my own eyes. When we were surrounded by a group of zombies at the gas station, the boss entered the zombie group and killed one zombie with one stick. In less than half an hour, all the zombies were killed. So powerful. The boss may be more powerful than what I have seen. Therefore, this is why several of us are willing to follow the boss. Following the boss, at least there is no need to worry about safety. What's more, the boss has storage space and doesn't have to worry about food and clothing. He can survive and have a full stomach. In this doomsday world, the boss can be said to be unique. Xiao Chu looked at Xiao Yao with even more burning eyes. Since Xiaozhen could do it, she could do it too. But it seemed that a relationship with Xiao Yao was very strained last night. Did she still have a chance? By the way, Miss Chu, do you have a boyfriend? Xia Binghe said shyly. Me? I just graduated, how can I have time to date a boyfriend? Xiao Chu's eyes still did not leave Xiao Yao. Miss Chu, what do you think of me? Chapter 316 Carrying an SUV. Miss Chu, what do you think of me? Puff. Xiao Chu, who was curious about the effect of the red ginseng soup and tried to take a sip, was sprayed out by Xia Binghe's words. Several people around were attracted by Xiao Chu's voice and turned to look at Xiao Chu. Sorry, I choked on the water. Xiao Chu explained awkwardly. Seeing that they all continued to eat, Xiao Chu looked at Xia Binghe hatefully. How can you ask such a question? I don't even know you, and you ask this right away. Are you sick? Miss Chu, I have liked you since the first time I saw you. Please give me a chance. I will definitely protect you with my life. You are sick. Xiao Chu turned around and gave Xia Binghe a slap on the back of his head. Xia Binghe actually confessed his love when they first met, without considering other people's feelings at all. Xiao Chu turned and left Xia Binghe, glanced at Xiao Yao in the distance, and found that he didn't notice the situation here, and was relieved. Fortunately, Xiao Yao didn't notice it, otherwise it would be hard to explain. After the group finished breakfast, Xiao Yao put away the food box again and looked at the time. It was already 10 o'clock in the morning. However, except for a few roars in the morning, the zombies seemed unusually quiet at this time. Could it be that it's not what I thought? It's not that there will be a zombie tide when you upgrade from level 15 to level 16, but that the zombie tide will occur every 7 days when the thick fog disappears? Calculating the time, even if there is no zombie tide today, tomorrow should be when the thick fog disappears. If not today, then tomorrow. Whether it is a zombie tide or not, he must go out and investigate it himself. If it is not a zombie tide, he must find a relatively safe place to defend. It's not that Xiao Yao is afraid of the zombie siege, but that Xiao Yao is afraid that the survivors who follow him will be in danger. Now is not the time when one person is full and the whole family is not hungry. Now he still needs to take care of this team, especially Xiaozin's safety must be guaranteed. Xiaozin, I'll go out and investigate. If there are no zombies, I will leave here immediately. You wait here. Yes, Xiaozin said gently, completely different from the arrogant and domineering appearance of Ozzy before. Alice, this made Xiao Yao a little uncomfortable. Xiao Yao stood up and said to Lao Xia and Xiao Zai, you two guard the door, I'll go out and check it out. Lao Xia, you should be careful. Yes, sir. Yes, boss. From now on, just call me leader. Why do you call me so many names? Yes, leader. After leaving the door, Xiao Yao opened the small map, and the off-road vehicle at the door disappeared. According to Lao Shan and others, it was the woman in white who kidnapped Yi Zhenru. She should leave the same way she came. She should not have kidnapped the off-road vehicle. It goes without saying that the person who kidnapped the off-road vehicle must be Wang Fuguya and others. They may have driven away directly without noticing Lao Shan and others in the room. Otherwise, it is possible that there will be another fierce battle. To check whether there is a tide of zombies, going to the Yi division is the best choice. Xiao Yao groped to the Yi division again. At this time, the door of the Yi division was smashed directly, and thick fog poured into the Yi division. It looks like this place has been occupied by zombies. Ah! A sharp shout, and then no sound. From the sound, it was a man. It's upstairs. Xiao Yao took 2 steps at a time and ran up to the second floor. The second floor was where he had killed Leader Wang and his group of people. At this time, there was a group of zombies surrounding them, enjoying delicious food on the ground. Without saying hello, Xiao Yao went up directly and killed these zombies with a few sticks. These were all level 15 zombies and did not seem to be awakened. Help! The cry for help came from the 3rd floor. Although it was a man's voice, Xiao Yao still rushed to the 3rd floor. After all, saving people was secondary. These zombies were experience points. When he ran to the 3rd floor, there were 4 or 5 zombies blocking the door of Wang Fuge's room on the 3rd floor. When they saw Xiao Yao appear, they turned around and walked towards Xiao Yao. The 4 or 5 zombies did not pose a threat at all, and they were all ordinary, without even a mutant. After clearing the zombies, Xiao Yao came to the door and knocked. Is there anyone in there? Yes. Yes. There was a panicked voice inside, followed by the sound of moving tables and chairs. Squeak. The door opened, and several men came out. It's Lord Xiao Yao? Lord Xiao Yao, thank you for coming back to save us. Do you know me? Xiao Yao didn't expect that he was so famous now, and anyone he saved would recognize him. Come to think of it, these people were most likely the ones who were imprisoned in the cell with the supermarket owner, so it made sense that they knew him. Lord Xiao Yao, we originally followed the supermarket owner, and then we got out of the cell. We wanted to stay here forever, but when we woke up today, we found ourselves surrounded by zombies. Thank you Lord Xiao Yao for saving us. Several people knelt on their knees and kowtowed to Xiao Yao to express their gratitude. Get up, everyone. There are too many dead bodies in the Yi division, and the smell of blood is too strong. While there are no zombies now, you should hurry up and find a safe place again. After Xiao Yao finished speaking, he turned around and left. There were 4 people in the room, all men, and there was nothing good to see. If he left too late, they would definitely follow him. Hey, Master Xiao Yao. Several people were about to say something, but there was no sign of Xiao Yao. The thick fog is poisonous. Find another place as soon as possible and don't stay for long. Xiao Yao's voice came from the corridor. Brother Zan, what should we do next? I wanted to follow Master Xiao Yao, but it seems that Master Xiao Yao has something urgent to do. It seems that we can only wait until the next time we meet. Let's go, we have to leave here as soon as possible. After leaving the office building of the Yamen Bureau, Xiao Yao ran directly to the parking lot. What a joke. There are ready-made Yamen cars, why go somewhere else to look for an off-road vehicle? There are dozens of Yamen cars and Yamen off-road vehicles parked in the parking lot. The mobile phone system has been upgraded to level 2, and the space of this backpack has also been changed from the original 1 cubic meter single space to a single space of 10 cubic meters. It has become more than enough to collect cars. Xiao Yao glanced at his backpack. It happened that he put down the box full of Yamen clothes in the morning. Now there is just enough space. Xiao Yao directly collected a Yamen off-road vehicle. Looking at the Yamen car disappearing in front of him, Xiao Yao waved his fist vigorously. Yes, it works. He put all 10 off-road vehicles in the parking lot into the backpack. He no longer has to worry about losing his car in the future. He can carry the means of transportation with him. There are also 10 Yamen cars parked next to him, and he will take them away as well. After upgrading to the level 2 system, the backpack space has become 10 cubic meters, which is simply invincible. According to this direction, if the mobile phone system is upgraded to the end, it may be able to collect the Earth. Xiao Yao feels excited just thinking about it. Chapter 317 Go to the Industrial and Commercial Bank. Xiao Yao collected 10 Yamen Runners SUVs and 10 Yamen Runners sedans and quickly ran to the stronghold. Although there were many zombies in the Yamen Runners office, this number was far from enough to reach the number of zombies. In other words, these zombies were just a little agitated today, and the real zombie tide would come tomorrow. Xiao Yao had to take this opportunity to find a relatively safe and defensive place in advance, which was the bank. After all, the glass of the bank was bulletproof, and its defense capability was imaginable. It should be the place with the highest defense compared to other places. More importantly, the bank had a place to store money, and money was what Xiao Yao urgently needed. When he arrived at the door of the stronghold, Xiao Yao took out 2 SUVs. Pa. Xiao Yao knocked on the door directly. Because the door was made of glass, Lao Xiaoxi inside the door found that Xiao Yao was back and quickly opened the door. Leader. Leader. Well, there's nothing wrong. Come back, there's nothing wrong. That's good, pack up and get ready to go. By the way, who of you two can drive? Come back, I can drive. Come back, I can drive too. There are 2 cars outside. Whoever has the longest experience in driving will be the driver, and I'll drive the other one. Xiao Yao came into the house, and they all stood up and waited for Xiao Yao's next instructions. I have found 2 off-road vehicles. We will split into 2 groups later. Xiaozin, Lao Wu, Xiao, the 3 of you will be in one group with me, Lao Shak, Xiao Zai, Xiaobinghe, and Miss Shu, the 4 of you will be in one group. Now pack your luggage, and we will set off immediately in half an hour. Xiaozin must be in a group with him. Xiao Yao was worried about letting her be in a group with others. Lao Wu had a mission with him, and he had to take care of him personally. Otherwise, if Lao Wu died, he would drop 2 levels directly. As for Xiao, it might be because they had been together before. This inexplicable reason, anyway, the team was arranged like this. Then several people dispersed to pack their luggage. At this time, old Wu came over. Brother Xiao Yao, where are we going next? I'm going to the agricultural bank south of the Yi division. I need some money. Brother, if you need money, I suggest you go to the industrial and commercial bank a little further west. The industrial and commercial bank is bigger than the agricultural bank you mentioned, and there is a small vault there. Vault? Old Wu, do you mean there are gold bars or something? Not only that, the vault contains not only gold bars, but also valuables stored by big money men. After all, the security of the vault is quite high, and it is safer to keep valuables there. Of course, the storage fee is also considerable. Valuables. Xiao Yao squinted his glasses. Valuables mean that they have properties. Let's do it. It seems that it is more cost-effective to go directly to the industrial and commercial bank. In addition, the security measures there are relatively high, and it will be very easy to defend against the tide of zombies. But, correspondingly, the security measures of the Gongshang Bank are also very strong. Even if we use machine guns to shoot at the bulletproof glass, it will take a long time, not to mention that we, the Yamen runners, may run out of bullets and have difficulty getting in. But the wealth inside is more tempting, isn't it? Let's do this deal. Although it takes a detour to the west to get to the Gongshang Bank, Xiao Yao couldn't resist the temptation when he thought of the valuables of unknown nature in the small vault. Everyone was just passing by, not to mention any luggage, so the group quickly packed their luggage. Let's go. Xiao Yao waved his hand, opened the door and got on one of the off-road vehicles. Old Wu got on the co-pilot, and Xiaozin and Xiao sat in the back seat. The main road should be congested now. I know a small road that leads to the industrial and commercial bank. Small road? It doesn't matter how big it is. The prerequisite is safety. The small road is a riverside road. That road is a pedestrian road. Vehicles are usually prohibited from passing through. So although it is a small road, it is definitely not congested. At most, there are some zombies. The main road is not necessarily the same. Not to mention the vehicles that break down on the road, you still have to change the road. Anyway, you decide. Since you said so, Lao Wu, then you must take the small road. Sit tight. Xiao Yao glanced at the SUV behind him reflected in the rearview mirror. At this time, the lights were on, and it seemed that he was waiting for him to start. Xiao Yao started the SUV. Lao Wu, how do I get to the small road? Go straight south. There is a bridge in front, but don't go on the bridge. Turn to the pedestrian street on the west. Okay. Xiao Yao stepped on the accelerator, and the SUV made a roar and drove over there. Lao Sha behind him drove the SUV and followed closely behind. Driving to a bridge about 100 meters long. Old Wu, is this going west? Yes, drive up, and the pedestrian street is to the west. Boom boom. Xiao Yao stepped on the accelerator and drove directly onto the curb. This is a pedestrian street, so the ground is all tiled, and it is not very smooth to drive. Xiao Yao had to slow down. After driving for a long time, he didn't encounter a single zombie on the road. Strange, where are all the zombies? Xiao Yao muttered, scanning the small map. There were no other marks except for the marks of himself and others. After driving for a long time, they came to a curb and drove straight down. Turn left ahead, Old Wu directed. A group of people and two cars slowly drove out of the pedestrian street. Surprisingly, they did not encounter a single zombie, which made Xiao Yao feel uneasy. It was okay to bump into one or two zombies. He actually passed a pedestrian street smoothly, which made him feel a little bit unbelievable. At the northernmost end of the pedestrian street, if there was no thick fog, it would be like a concert. The zombie in the front stood on a high platform. This was a big man who was twice as tall as Xiao Yao. He had a sack on his head and several daggers and machetes stuck in his body, as if they were grown together with his body. He also carried a long sword that was almost as tall as him. At this time, the big man was talking about something in a loud voice, and the zombies below were quietly listening to the speech of the zombie above, as if the zombie in front of them was giving a speech about the general mobilization before the war. Roar. As her long speech ended, the giant zombie roared, and then the zombies below also roared. Then, the entire zombie group quieted down again, and each zombie lowered its head, as if the robot was on standby and there was no movement. Squeak. The off-road vehicle braked and stopped in front of a very imposing building. This is the Industrial and Commercial Bank. Old Wu pointed to a building in the thick fog in front and said. Through the thick fog, only a tall building could be vaguely seen. Xiao Yao got out of the car. There were several vehicles that were burned to empty shells parked around, and various documents were scattered on the ground. Next to it were dozens of stairs with many corpses lying on the stairs. Xiao Yao came to the top of the stairs. At this time, the glass door of the Industrial and Commercial Bank had already been broken. Xiao Yao approached the hall. At this time, there was not a single zombie in the hall, only a desolate scene. Strange, where are the zombies? Even if there are no zombies, there are no survivors either. Xiao Yao walked straight to the counter, and what caught his eye was the zombie he had never seen before. This zombie actually had two heads, one male and one female, and they shared a body. Bang! A long tongue shot out from the female zombie's mouth and hit the glass directly, making a small hole in the glass, and spider web-like cracks appeared around the glass. Fuck, this attack is so high. Gurgle gurgle, the zombie's stomach squirmed for a while, and then a mouthful of green thick phlegm came out of the male zombie's mouth, directly spitting it on the crack where the female zombie had just hit. Sizzle sizzle sizzle. The glass was corroded and emitted white smoke, and then Xiao Yao found a small hole on the glass. My god, this corrosiveness, wouldn't it be the same as the glass if you spit on it? It's really annoying. Xiao Yao frowned secretly. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelis. There you'll find the original version of this story, and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 318, Black and White. The bulletproof glass of the bank. The defense level can be imagined, but at this time, a two-headed zombie behind the glass corroded a small hole with a combination skill, which forced Xiao Yao to face it with caution. Through this layer of bulletproof glass, Xiao Yao could actually smell a fishy smell. This green thick phlegm is not only poisonous, but also fishy. Swoosh. The female zombie shot out her tongue again and drilled through the small hole that had just been corroded. Get out of the way. Xiao Yao shouted urgently, and instantly raised the almond blast shield in his hand. Puff. The long tongue directly penetrated the riot shield and pierced Xiao Yao's chest without losing its momentum. Puff. A slight sound came from the chest, and the long tongue was blocked by the armor on the chest. Huh? Xiao Yao took a deep breath. Fortunately, he had this set of armor, otherwise it would have pierced his body directly. Looking at the tongue that had already gone soft, Xiao Yao swung up the fire stick and smashed it down, directly smashing off a section of the tongue. The wound that was broken was burned by the fire stick and smoked. Ouch! The zombie felt pain and instantly retracted the long tongue. Ouch! The female zombie, whose long tongue was broken by Xiao Yao, raised her head high and screamed at the sky. Then the female zombie quickly attacked the bulletproof glass of the counter. The long tongue kept changing the angle. The male zombie next to her also added corrosive saliva to the place where the female zombie's long tongue attacked. Seeing the two-headed zombie using a combination skill, one shattered and the other corroded, the coordination was seamless. Not good. They are going to smash this bulletproof glass. Everyone retreat quickly. Seeing the two-headed zombie's actions, Xiao Yao realized at this time that they wanted to get out, and there were two ways to get out. One was to open the password door next to it, and the other was to smash the bulletproof glass on the counter. With the zombie's IQ, they chose the latter. Bang! With a loud noise, the huge bulletproof glass shattered instantly and turned into countless small particles. It's too late. Everyone gather together. Men outside, women inside, and use explosion-proof shields to defend the perimeter. Xiao Yao quickly issued an order. Lao Shan Xiao Zai quickly placed the Yamen explosion-proof shields in front of the crowd. Several people behind them also quickly took out their pistols and aimed at the broken counter window. Shoot at the zombie's head. At this time, the zombie had jumped out of the counter. Yes, like a grasshopper, the zombie jumped directly out of the counter. Bang! 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 The people around him had already opened fire on the zombie. 50, 25, 25 except for a few shots that hit the head, the rest of the bullets that hit the zombie were almost like tickling. Some bullets even flew directly away and hit the wall behind the zombie's body. After all, these people were shooting for the first time and could not control the recoil of the pistol at all. It was good enough that they did not hit their companions. Looking at the two-headed zombie in front of him, Xiao Yao's heart sank. This was an awakened zombie, with an HP of 4,000 and a combat power of 1,000. It looked like it had a very high defense. The bullets from the Yamen pistol could only cause 25 damage, which meant that the defense value of the zombie in front of him had reached 75. With such a high combat power, the attack power was probably close to 1,000. If he was hit in the vitals, he would be killed instantly, not to mention the people around him. He was afraid that he would die if he was hit by the zombie in front of him. Xiao Yao felt despair for the first time. If he ran away, he might still be able to survive, but the people around him might be wiped out. Xiao Yao gritted his teeth and rushed forward. Swoosh! Perhaps because of the effect of the public enemy, the two-headed zombie directly abandoned the survivors beside him and attacked Xiao Yao directly. Xiao Yao dodged the female zombie's long tongue with a flash. As he got closer, Xiao Yao directly activated his awakening skill, Justice Scorch. Then, his whole body was instantly ignited with flames, consuming his own health while also consuming the opponent's health, plus a 100% critical hit status. The people behind him were startled by the sudden flames on Xiao Yao's body. They thought that Xiao Yao was burned by the zombie's attack. They were relieved to find that Xiao Yao, who had turned into a fireman, was still attacking the zombies. Puff! The male zombie spat out a mouthful of thick phlegm in Xiao Yao's direction. There was so much phlegm that it even formed a string. Xiao Yao turned sideways again, and the thick phlegm brushed Xiao Yao's body and flew past. Xiao Yao narrowly avoided the phlegm. When the thick phlegm touched the flames around Xiao Yao, it was burned by the flames and made a sizzling sound. The female zombie's long tongue missed the target and went back directly, trying to tie up Xiao Yao. The moment the long tongue touched Xiao Yao's body, it was burned by the flames around Xiao Yao and sizzled. A sharp cry came out of the female zombie's mouth, and the female zombie instantly retracted her long tongue. The long tongue that was burned by the flames around Xiao Yao had turned black. The two-headed zombie in front of him stopped moving, and the survivors behind him also stopped shooting. The two-headed zombie's health was only more than 3,000, which could be said to have not dropped much, but we paid countless bullets. At this time, the two-headed zombie stared at Xiao Yao in front of him. The female zombie kept blowing her tongue, and the male zombie was talking to the female zombie next to her. Then, the two had stopped at the same time, facing Xiao Yao's direction, with cruelty and cunning in their eyes. Yes, Xiao Yao could actually read a trace of emotion in the two pairs of white eyes. Human, you are very strong. A voice that sounded like neither man nor woman and that seemed to have its own echo came out of the two-headed zombie in front of him. What the hell? Xiao Yao was surprised. Zombies have evolved to this level? They can even talk to him? Xiao Yao was shocked by the sudden words of the two-headed zombie, and even his expression froze instantly. I can feel the energy of your flesh and blood. Your body is a delicacy. Eating you is enough for me to evolve again. The awakened zombies have already developed wisdom, which made Xiao Yao shudder. Zombies have a physique far superior to that of humans. If they have wisdom, will humans still have a chance to survive? But, you deserve to die in our hands. A hoarse and delicate voice came out of the two-headed zombie in front of him. Then Xiao Yao found that the zombie on the opposite side actually hunched its body, as if enduring the pain of distance. Puchy. Several bone spurs suddenly appeared on the zombie's shoulders, followed by its back, and even on its hands. Sharp claws grew. At this time, the zombie could no longer be considered a zombie, but rather a mutant animal. The two-headed zombie disappeared instantly. Not good. Xiao Yao only had time to hold the fire stick across his chest. With a loud bang, Xiao Yao's body retreated quickly like a cannonball, hitting the wall behind him, causing Xiao Yao to see stars. Xiao Yao glanced at his health value, and he actually lost 800 health points. If he hid him again, he would be dead. The zombie's claws pierced Xiao Yao's stomach, and Xiao Yao felt a tearing pain in his stomach. If you hurt me, you won't be able to get away with it either. Xiao Yao grabbed the zombie's claws, pulled out the fire stick in his hand, and stabbed it directly into the two-headed zombie's stomach. Puff. The stick didn't have much resistance and directly inserted into the zombie's stomach, piercing through the zombie's back, and then the zombie's entire body began to burn. The awakening skill had already opened 100% critical strike, plus the fire stick's 250% attack bonus against undead creatures. This stick directly caused 2,870 critical strike damage to the zombie, and the zombie's health value was instantly emptied, with a trace of blood. Ouch! The zombie retreated far away in pain, standing not far away and glaring at Xiao Yao. Shoot! There was still a trace of blood on Xiao Yao's skin, but a big hole had been scratched in his stomach, and blood was gushing out. The previous stick had exhausted all his strength. At this time, Xiao Yao collapsed directly on the ground, unable to muster any strength. If this zombie hid him again, he would probably die. Bang bang bang. Hearing Xiao Yao say to shoot, several people around him quickly shot at the two-headed zombie with little blood. Swoosh! The two-headed zombie quickly fled from the bank like a grasshopper and ran away. Damn it, human, you are very strong. But remember our name. We are called the Black and White Devils. Sooner or later, we will come to take your heart. The voice of the two-headed zombie echoed in the thick fog. Damn zombies, sooner or later I will take your heads. Xiao Yao looked at the thick fog outside the door with hatred. This was the first time that Xiao Yao was injured so badly. Black and White Devils, you will regret not killing me today. Chapter 319, 1 million possibilities for the vault password. The two-headed zombie finally escaped. With the gun skills of this group of people, they didn't even leave the two-headed zombie. Xiao Yao took out a bottle of red ginseng soup with great effort and drank it. The wound on his stomach was too big, and the bleeding damage reached 100 per minute. If it was an ordinary human, he would die in 1 minute. Fortunately, Xiao Yao had a lot of health points and could still hold on. It seems that the amount of bleeding damage is actually related to the location and size of the wound. Xiao Yao. Xiaozhen ran over first. Seeing the huge wound on Xiao Yao's stomach, Xiaozhen was scared and felt bad. Xiao Yao, how are you? Hurry, bandage it for me. Xiao Yao took out 3 special first aid kits for Yamen runners again. Fortunately, there were first aid kits. Xiao Yao lay on the ground with a big character. After being cleaned up by several women, Xiao Yao's stomach was wrapped with a whole circle of bandages, which barely stopped the bleeding. However, the bandage on the stomach was also stained red by blood, and the bright red blood directly stained the bandage. While the wound has been bandaged, it is necessary to get to a safe place as soon as possible. After all, there is thick fog in the hall outside. Xiao Yao stood up and went directly to the password door. The password door is a digital plus fingerprint. The power has been cut off for a long time, so it is useless. Xiao Yao wanted to crack it directly by force. He glanced at the counter glass next to him that was smashed by the two-headed zombie. He walked to the counter, climbed up, and then jumped directly into the counter. Inside the counter, there were many corpses lying on the ground. From their corpses, it can be seen that the heart of almost every corpse was dug out, revealing the empty chest inside. Judging from their clothes, they should be counter staff of the bank. With this kind of explosion-proof glass, and the vault behind that could withstand a magnitude 10 earthquake, they should live longer. Maybe they didn't expect that there would be a two-headed zombie around them. Xiao Yao looked up and saw an iron door at the innermost not far away. Judging from the style of the iron door, I'm afraid that the vault should be behind it. At this time, a group of people also followed Xiao Yao and jumped in from the broken counter. Old Wu, behind this iron door, there should be the vault. No, this iron door is just the iron door to enter the outer perimeter of the vault. The vault is at the innermost part, which can withstand a magnitude 10 earthquake. How can it be directly here? A magnitude 10 earthquake? Damn, if it's inside, Wouldn't it be invincible? Little brother, you think a little naive? The vault is completely sealed. Even air can't get in. If you lock yourself in it, you will suffocate to death in less than half a day. Completely sealed. Xiao Yao was stunned. If you can make oxygen in it, the bank's vault can be said to be a perfect shelter. What a pity, hiss. Xiao Yao accidentally pulled the wound, and the corner of his mouth twitched. However, thinking of the vault materials that were about to be obtained, Xiao Yao temporarily forgot the pain in his body and began to study this iron door. There are more than 200 lock picks, which should be able to be used. Xiao Yao half squatted and began to unlock the door. After all, it was an anti-theft iron door, and it actually consumed nearly 50 lock picks of Xiao Yao to barely open the door. Squeak. Xiao Yao opened the iron door. Because the iron door was a hole, he couldn't see the situation inside at all. There might be zombies. Xiao Yao turned back and reminded, everyone be alert. Then one person, holding an explosion-proof shield in one hand and a fire stick in the other, turned on the night vision function and slowly entered the dark room. The room was very empty, with only a simple table not far away and a person lying on the ground next to it. This person was sitting with his back against the wall, but at this time this person was drooping his head. Xiao Yao got closer and found that this was a dead person. He was wearing an explosion-proof suit and looked like an armed escort. There was only one person in the whole room. It seemed that this person starved to death directly because there was no sign of fighting. Come in, close the door. The door of the bank was broken, and the glass of the counter was smashed by the two-headed zombie. Now this is the only safe place for you. After closing the door, everyone was relieved of the poisoning state. Lao Sha took out a candle, lit it and put it on the table, and the whole room became bright. Xiao Yao did not give them red ginseng soup to replenish blood, because everyone was wearing a yamen badge at this time, and the life recovery of 2 per minute could slowly restore the life value. Besides, Xiao Yao came here to prevent the zombie tide tomorrow, and he would stay here for a day. This period of time was enough for them to restore their life value to full. There was an anti-theft iron door on the north side. The railing of the iron door was as thick as a lighter. Through the gap, you can see that there is a huge round iron door of the vault 2 meters away from the iron door. There's even a metal wall next to the iron door of the vault. I don't know how thick this wall is. It looks like it should be the door of the vault. To go to the door, you must open this iron door first. Xiao Yao continued to open the door and used 50 lockpicks again to open the iron door. Xiao Yao walked straight in and saw a huge round handle. There is also a long cross handle on the round handle. On both sides of the round iron door, there is a rotating button, and each button has a triple password. Looking at the vault door with 2 triple passwords, Xiao Yao sighed in despair. Because the unlocking device was no longer effective at this time, the vault door had no holes at all, and it was all passwords. What should I do? If I want to unlock it, I have to try the passwords one by one, which will take a long time. One password is 0 and 9, and each button has a triple password. Then there are 2 buttons, and there are 1,000 permutations and combinations. With another group, there are 1 million combinations. I am afraid that I can't unlock them all even if I unlock them until the end of the world. Old Wu, what should I do about this password? The vault is right in front of me, you can't do anything, and I can't do anything either. I'm not an insider of the bank. Old Wu spread his hands, and he was helpless. Gurgle, I don't know whose stomach made the sound, making this dull atmosphere extremely weird. Let's eat first. We've been busy all morning. I think everyone is hungry. Xiao Yao took out a food box and asked Xiaozin to distribute the food there. Xiao Yao came to a corner of the room and took out a large cardboard box. In the cardboard box were pots, pans, and a gas stove. The spicy chicken that he promised to give to Xiaozin had never been fulfilled. Anyway, the password of the vault door could not be cracked for a while, so he simply fried the spicy chicken first and then slowly thought of a way. The whole team was given food and each found a place to replenish their energy. Originally, the food was taken by everyone at will, but some people had a large appetite and some had a small appetite, which seemed a bit unfair, so Xiao Yao decided to distribute the food equally, which seemed a bit fair. After distributing the food, Xiaozin approached Xiao Yao and said, "Brother Xiao Yao, do you want to cook?" "Well, I promised to fry you spicy chicken but never had the chance to fulfill it. Now I have time, so I will fry you a plate." Xiao Yao took out the chicken, mineral water, prepared the ingredients, started the fire, and cooked. Practice makes perfect. This was not the first time Xiao Yao had fried spicy chicken, and he was already very familiar with it. Soon, the delicious taste of spicy chicken filled the whole room. After all, this was the Xiao family's unique secret recipe that was 100 times more delicious. It could even attract a mysterious black cat. By the way, I haven't seen this black cat for a long time. I don't know where it went to play. It smells so good. Miss Chu sniffed the fragrance in the air, then stood up, patted her butt, and walked towards Xiao Yao. Xiao Yao, is this the spicy chicken you fried? Xiao Chu asked Xiao Yao while staring at the spicy chicken in the pot. Are you fucking blind? Xiao Yao felt speechless. It wasn't like he was far away. Couldn't Miss Chu see that he was the one cooking? Chapter 320, Getting Drunk. Sorry, my question may be a little strange. I'm just curious that a grown man can have such good cooking skills. Miss Chu stuck out her tongue and surprisingly didn't talk back. It's just so. This is my ancestral craft. Xiao Yao didn't expect that Miss Chu didn't talk back to him. It was really eye-opening. Since Miss Chu didn't get angry, Xiao Yao had to go along with her words. Can I have a piece later? I haven't eaten meat for a long time. Sure, this one is specially prepared for Xiaozin. I will fry another one later, and everyone will have a share. Yeah, Xiao Yao, you are awesome. Thank you in advance. Oh, this time it was Xiao Yao's turn to be stunned. Is there something wrong with this Miss Chu? She actually kissed him on the face? Xiao Yao glanced at Xiaozin beside him and said embarrassedly, this Miss Chu is really a tomboy with a real temperament. Maybe it's because you are too charming, so the little girl can't help but want to kiss you. Then Xiaozin, how could you help it? Me? I'm not a little girl now. Then Miss Chu is not a little girl either. She is she, I am me, and, Xiao Yao, let me take this opportunity to explain to you, although I am your girlfriend in your previous life, but in this life, we are not lovers, and you don't have to have the mental constraints of lovers in your previous life towards me. In this life, I don't have any feelings about you between men and women. I am me, you are you, and after eating this spicy chicken, we'll be even. Xiaozin, what's wrong with you? Are you jealous? Xiao Yao looked puzzled. What's wrong with Xiaozin? Is she jealous because Miss Chu kissed him? No, I'm not jealous. I've thought about this for a long time. If it was before, I would be with you without hesitation, but now, I can't do it. I've thought about it for so long, and I'm just taking this opportunity to make it clear to you. Please forgive me. Xiaozin, I said, I don't care about these. But I care. Xiaozin's voice suddenly rose, and everyone around looked over here. You don't care, but I do. I don't want the two of us to be together. I'm the humble one. I know you treat me well, but I can't get over this hurdle in my heart. After Xiaozin finished speaking, she turned around and left Xiao Yao. Xiao Yao looked at Xiaozin's departing back and reached out to grab her, but he didn't know why he should grab her. Yes, even if they are lovers in the previous life. In this life, they have no relationship. What they have is just a simple encounter. And in this life, Yizinaru is his real wife? What's wrong with him? Why did he suddenly know that Izzy was Xiaozin, and he didn't even want to find a wife? Didn't he even want a wife? Yizinaru might be waiting for him to save her somewhere, but he is here having an affair with another woman. When Xiao Yao thought of Yizinaru, he felt lost. In this doomsday, where can he find Yizinaru? Brother Xiao Yao? Brother Xiao Yao. A girl next to him was shaking her arm. Xiao Yao turned around blankly. The girl in front of him was Xiao Yu. What's wrong? Chicken. The chicken is burnt. Fuck. Xiao Yao suddenly realized that he was distracted just now, and the pot of spicy chicken was actually burnt directly, almost turning into charcoal. There was no way, the pot of spicy chicken was already burned, so he had to throw it away. Xiao Yao had to pour it out and fry it again. Brother Xiao Yao, can I learn from you how to stir-fry spicy chicken? Okay, I'm just wondering who to help me. Since you have volunteered, you will be responsible for the meals from now on. That's great, Brother Xiao Yao. What's so happy about cooking? Is cooking your hobby? No, I just don't want to be a burden to this team all the time. I also want to do more for everyone. Well, are you very conscious? Come and watch. I'll teach you how to do it now. Xiao Yao slowly explained to Xiaoyu the process of stir-frying spicy chicken. Unconsciously, the fragrance emanated again. This time it came out of the pot perfectly, A circle of people gathered around. Xiao Yao said that the first pot was for Xiaozin, and this is the second pot. The first pot was burned, so the second pot is for Xiaozin. Xiao has learned the cooking method from me. She will fry the spicy chicken for everyone next. Please wait a moment. Leader, it's not like we haven't eaten spicy chicken before. Why do we feel that your spicy chicken is so delicious? Is there any secret? There is no secret. It's just putting the right ingredients at the right time and controlling the heat. In fact, everyone can cook good dishes. You, come on and try the method I taught you just now. Xiao Yao moved the gas stove to let Xiao Yu try it, and then Xiao Yao walked towards Xiaozin, who is not far away with the spicy chicken. Xiaozin, the spicy chicken I promised to make for you is ready. Come and try it. Xiao Yao, after eating this plate of spicy chicken, we will be good friends. Don't think that I was your girlfriend in your previous life, and I won't think about it anymore. Okay, for the sake of friendship, let's get drunk tonight. Xiao Yao took out a box of meteor liquor, unsealed it and took out a bottle. This is meteor liquor, I haven't drunk it either, I'll get drunk with you tonight. Okay, Xiao Yao, let's get drunk once. Xiaozin actually snatched a bottle and drank it. A string of spicy sensations went straight into her stomach, and Xiaozin felt as if her stomach was burning. Then she started coughing violently. Drinking strong liquor like this was simply a matter of life and death. Xiaozin quickly tore off a piece of chicken and started to eat it. When she was Aussie, she was carefree, but now she didn't have a face full of heavy makeup and was a little restrained. After a mouthful of strong liquor went down her throat, Xiaozin also let go, with one foot on the chair, like a real female man. Xiaozin, drink slowly, this is strong liquor, it's easy to hurt your stomach if you drink like this. Xiao Yao took out a bunch of red ginseng soup mineral water and placed them on the table, unscrewing a bottle of red ginseng soup to let Xiaozin soothe her throat. Xiao Yao, don't just watch, drink too. You don't want to drink that bottle alone, do you? You'll get drunk. Didn't we agree to drink until we're drunk? How can we stop if we're not drunk? Don't dawdle, you're like a woman. At this time, Xiaozin's face was already red. After 2 sips of strong liquor, Xiaozin couldn't find her way. Okay, I'll risk my life to accompany you tonight. Xiao Yao picked up another bottle of meteor liquor, and then Xiao Yao said to Lao Shan and Xiao Zai, who were not far away, if I get drunk, your safety tonight depends on you. Yes, leader. Come on, drink. Xiao Yao and Xiaozin started blowing directly into the bottle. It would be fine if Xiao Yao could drink, after all, he was a man, but Xiaozin had already drunk half a bottle at this time. Such a heroic look really made the people around him drop their jaws. Chapter 321 Rescue is coming? Dawn arrived, the sun and the earth were like two lovers who had not seen each other for a long time. Wherever the sun passed, it filled every corner of the earth. As the sun rose, the thick fog disappeared as promised on this day. Xiao Yao was not the only one who had figured out this rule. At this time, many survivors in every corner of the city came out to welcome the baptism of the sun. Hiss. Xiao Yao felt a headache that was about to explode. Xiao Yao wanted to reach out and pinch his forehead, but found that his arm was actually pressed. Xiao Yao tried it and found that it was a person lying in his arms. Could it be Xiaozin? Xiao Yao gently sniffed the hair of the person in his arms. Damn, how long has it been since he washed his hair? This head of hair has a smell. Xiao Yao opened his sleepy eyes. In the dark, the person in his arms still made a slight breathing sound, and it sounded like he was still sleeping. Xiao Yao gently wet the forehead of the woman in his arms, then slowly took out his arm and stood up. Both Xiaozin and I were drunk last night. I don't know who spread the clothes on the floor for me. Xiao Yao found the glasses next to him with the light outside the door, put on the glasses, turned on the night vision function, and lit the candle on the table. At this time, only Lao Sha was still awake. Lao Sha, you haven't slept yet. Leader, I'll watch the second half of the night, and Xiao Zai will watch the first half of the night. Lao Sha looked at Xiao Yao with a strange face. Okay, you take a rest first. Now I'm awake, I'll help you watch for a while. In case there's a zombie tide today, you are a major combat force, you can't get enough rest. Xiao Yao didn't find anything wrong. Then leader, I'll take a rest. Well, go. Xiao Yao turned around and found that everyone was sleeping. He looked at the time. It was only 8 o'clock in the morning. After a stroll, Xiao Yao returned to the place where he got up in the morning. Xiaozin drank so much, She must have slept for a long time. Xiao Yao gently covered her with clothes. Suddenly, Xiao Yao, who was covering her with clothes, stopped. Is this Xiao Yu? He saw that the person lying where Xiao Yao got up was not Xiao but Xiao Yu. At this time, Xiao Yu was still naked. Fuck, what's going on? She actually had sex with Xiao Yu again last night? What Xiao Yao didn't know was that she and Xiao had been drinking for a long time last night, and they both got drunk unconsciously. Then the people around them helped them spread clothes on the floor. After all, there was nothing in this room, so they could only spread some clothes on the floor to sleep. For safety, Xiao Binghei arranged for Xiao Yu to take care of Xiao Yao, and Miss Chu to take care of Xiao. Miss Chu originally wanted to take care of Xiao Yao, but Xiao Binghei had already made arrangements. After all, she was still an outsider, and Xiao Yao didn't let her take out a bullet before, so Xiao Binghei was determined not to let Miss Chu take care of Xiao Yao, especially since Xiao Binghei liked Miss Chu, and she couldn't let her have too much contact with Xiao Yao, so Miss Chu had to compromise. Who knew that although Xiao Yao was drunk, he kept shouting Yi Zinaru's name, grabbing with both hands, and then grabbed Xiao Yu's hand next to him, and then omitted countless numbers. Xiao Yao actually mistook Xiao Yu for Yi Zinaru, and then a natural disaster of volcanic eruption and tsunami occurred. The single dogs around suffered 10,000 points of critical damage. This was a live broadcast. They could only turn their backs to Xiao Yao and Xiao Yu, plug their ears, and pretend not to hear. Alice, who made him the leader. It's over. Last time I was with Xiao Yu to save my life. So this time, is it considered drunken sex? This wine is really not a good thing. Xiao Yao grabbed his hair frantically. What should he do? Last time he could still shirk it for saving people, but how should he explain to Xiao Yu this time? Xiao Yao glanced at the friend list. Xiao Yu's favorability had reached 5,000. Although the favorability was off the charts, he couldn't bully the girl like this. Forget it. There will always be a way out when the car reaches the mountain. Let's take it one step at a time. If we were to ask who was the happiest among the singles last night, it would be Xiao Yu's brother Xiao Bingbao. He was probably the only one in the world who was so happy to hand his sister to someone else's arms. Although it was not Xiao, Xiao Yao still covered Xiao Yu with a quilt. Then Xiao Yao got up and came to Xiao's side not far away and covered her with a quilt. Friends are friends. He can't be a stud. If he wants to have sex with a woman, what's the difference between him and an animal? However, Xiao Yao will take care of Xiao's for the rest of her life until she finds her own place. Then Xiao Yao came to the vault door not far away. If he tried to test the password of this door, it would be like pumping water from the Pacific Ocean. It was totally unrealistic. Then there was only one last way, brute force cracking. At this time, everyone else was resting, and Xiao Yao could not test how much durability would be lost by hitting it with a stick. Xiao Yao touched the metal wall next to him. The door looked like it was made of all metal, so its durability must be much greater than that of the wall. He would start with a metal wall next to him. However, all this would have to wait until they woke up. Now, as usual, it was time to open the mysterious gift package. Open. System, congratulations to the host for obtaining a metal storm. Metal storm? What the hell? Xiao Yao checked the backpack and saw a small metal wing appear in the backpack. Backpack, metal storm, the equipment can glide, and the gravity effect is reduced by 50%. It needs to be equipped with a mechanical exoskeleton base. Oh my god, this is actually a pair of wings? But why does it need a mechanical exoskeleton base? Could it be that this is also one of the components of the mechanical exoskeleton? The effect of gravity is reduced by 50%, that is to say, if you weigh 170 kilograms, wearing this can directly reduce your weight by half, to only 85 kgs, which is lighter than a little girl. This is definitely a magic tool for weight loss. Of course, it is just self-deception. After all, the appearance has not changed, only the gravity has changed. The only pity is that these wings can only be used for gliding, not for taking off in the true sense. To glide, you must glide from a high place to a low place, and Xiao Yao will not fly down from the roof for nothing. It seems that this is another useless thing. However, being able to glide is also good. You can try it if you have a chance. Flying like a bird has been the dream of mankind since ancient times, and mankind has never given up its yearning for the sky. Squeak. With a violent emergency brake, Two armored personnel carriers stopped at the entrance of the Yi division. Then several soldiers in special warfare equipment got off the armored personnel carriers. They wore helmets and gas masks. Their sophisticated equipment showed that they were a regular army. They went directly to the third floor of the Yi division. Several zombies they met on the road were shot to death by them with submachine guns, but surprisingly no gunshots were made. When you get closer, you will find that their submachine guns are equipped with silencers. The group searched quickly, searching room by room. Bang! The door on the third floor was kicked open, and then several special warfare soldiers rushed in directly, aiming their submachine guns at the few survivors inside. Great, it's the special warfare soldiers, the rescue is here. Several survivors shed happy tears. Where is Yi? The leading special warfare soldier asked coldly. Yi? We are not from here, we don't know who Yi is. Bang! There was a slight gunshot, and the leading special warfare soldier shot and killed the man who just spoke. Who among you knows the whereabouts of Yi? If no one knows, you can die. I know, I know. A thin man hurriedly raised his hand. The people around him were shocked by the scene before they could shed tears of happiness. This was not a rescue, but a butcher. Speak. I don't know where Yi went, but I know someone who knows for sure. Who? Xiao Yao. Where is he? Xiao Yao left the Yi division yesterday and his whereabouts are unknown. Bang! The thin man just finished saying this and remained motionless, with a huge bullet hole on his forehead. I don't want to hear nonsense. If you don't have anything to say, I'll send you off. I know, I know. We seem to have heard Xiao Yao say that he was going to Xiaoyang No. 1 middle school in the south. Bang! Bang! With two gunshots, the only two survivors followed their companions. They never dreamed that the special warfare soldiers who were waiting for them would become the executioners who ended their lives. Chapter 322, Wooden Stick Smashes the Vault. A small team of military aircraft special forces came out of the Yashi division. They quickly boarded the two armored personnel carriers in the yard. Then a puff of black smoke came out from the rear of the armored personnel carrier. The armored personnel carrier accelerated away from the Yashi division and drove south along the road. Judging from the direction, it was probably the Xiaoyang No. 1 middle school that the man just mentioned 2 kilometers southwest of the Yashi division. Outside the vault of the Industrial and Commercial Bank, Xiao Yao had finished studying the metal storm glider wings and was now dismantling the seats in a Yashi SUV. Yes, he was dismantling the back seat. The system had long been upgraded to level 2 system. Each space can store objects of 100 cubic meters in size. Change here, originally 10 cubic meters, but later it was found that the side length of 10 cubic meters was only 2.1 meters, which could not fit an SUV at all, because the length of an ordinary SUV is about 4.3 meters, and it cannot fit at all, because the cubic meter is length width height, so it was changed to 100 cubic meters again. A cube with a side length of 4.6 meters is enough to fit an off-road vehicle. I will slowly come back to the previous eras when I finish them. I will not modify them now. This also gave Xiao Yao an idea to modify these vehicles. After all, every time I cook, I have to store and retrieve pots, pans, gas stoves, etc. It is better to directly modify an off-road vehicle and put all the cooking utensils in the car. In this way, every time I need to cook, I can directly take out the off-road vehicle without having to relocate it. It is also very convenient to use. So Xiao Yao is now dismantling the back seat of the off-road vehicle. Soon most people woke up, only Xiaozhen was still hungover. Xiao Yu came to Xiao Yao to help like a good boy. Xiao Yao didn't say anything. After all, he had raped the girl last night. If he chased her away now, it would be like he was refusing to admit his mistake. After removing the back seat with great effort, Xiao Yao was already sweating profusely. It was very inconvenient for him to climb up and down the car with his physique, not to mention working. Seeing that Xiao Zixia and the others were awake, Xiao Yao directly ordered them to be responsible for the next work. You two come here. Leader, what do you want? Clean the seats of this car. Of course, the driver's seat must be kept, and clean up the rest of the place. Then Xiao Yu will arrange how to place the kitchen utensils for you. Xiao Yao then turned to Xiao Yu and said, didn't you say you would be responsible for the meals in the future? This is the catering car I modified for you. It will be your dedicated kitchen in the future. Really? Brother Xiao Yao has been busy for so long, It turns out that he is modifying the catering vehicle for me. Thank you, brother Xiao Yao. Xiao Yao came up and gave Xiao Yao a W. Miss Chu kissed Xiao Yao yesterday. Xiao Yao had seen it a long time ago. For her own happiness, she also had to learn to take the initiative. Look, last night's active care, as a result, was mistaken for Yi Xinru's combination, and this morning she mustered up the courage to W Xiao Yao's cheek. You're welcome. Xiao Yao touched his cheek awkwardly. He was like that last night. Alice, this matter is not clear. Xiao Yao handed the catering vehicle to them for modification, and stepped aside to take out an off-road vehicle. That's right, Xiao Yao was going to put food in this car. After all, the box for food was too small and took up a space, which was a bit wasteful. The off-road vehicle with the back seat removed can not only be used as a box for storing food, but also can be driven at critical moments. It can also be regarded as a mobile food warehouse. Little brother, didn't you say that your storage ring has no space? The two UI cars you took out are more than 1 cubic meter. Is your storage space a storage ring above the silver level? Silver level? What does that mean? There are many types of storage rings, which can be roughly divided into black iron storage ring, 1 cubic meter bronze storage ring, 10 cubic meters silver storage ring, 100 cubic meters gold storage ring, 1000 cubic meters platinum storage ring, 10,000 cubic meters diamond storage ring, 100,000 cubic meters silver level storage ring, storage space of 100 cubic meters. I have only heard of this kind of ring, but I have never seen it. Xiao Yao, such storage space, even in the whole of China, is also rare. Only those leaders are qualified to have it. A man is innocent but guilty of holding a treasure. Xiao Yao, you have to be careful, but I think the material of your ring should be diamond. Is it possible that your storage ring is a diamond storage ring? But this isn't possible. There is no diamond storage ring even on this planet, but it is a legendary artifact that a ring can hold 100,000 cubic meters. Old Wu looked at the diamond ring in Xiao Yao's hand. His eyes were a little hot. Only the leader has it. Xiao Yao murmured in a low voice. It seems that he should be more low-key in the future. These people know each other well. Who knows what other people will think? Even among these people, is there no one who covets his storage space artifact? It's okay to sign a slave contract, but Old Wu didn't sign a slave contract. The heart of a person is like a needle in the sea. Although Old Wu reminded him, it seems that he is kind to him, but Xiao Yao also kept a watchful eye. After all, he didn't sign a slave contract with Old Wu, and for the mission, Xiao Yao couldn't kill him. This is a bit difficult. An old man in the family is like a treasure, but if this old man doesn't agree with himself, it will be a time bomb. Xiao Yao stared at the 2 diamond rings in his hand. No, this is too hot. It will inevitably attract the attention of those who are interested. In the future, he will directly find an opportunity to find another silver ring as a disguise. Thank you for your reminder, Old Wu. I understand. However, with my current ability, I can still protect this ring. Although this is a diamond ring, its space can only hold 100 cubic meters of things. It seems that the storage space is not divided according to the material, but the size of the space in the ring. Xiao Yao stretched out his hand and showed the 2 diamond rings in his hand. Since Old Wu misunderstood that this ring was a storage ring, let him continue to misunderstand it. It just saves him from making excuses. Maybe it's true. Old Wu, although I know a little about the legend of this storage ring, I have only seen a black iron storage ring once, and I have only heard about other levels from my old friend. By the way, brother Xiao Yao, have you thought of a way to open this vault? I have. What way? Brute force cracking. I can't figure out the password even if I try to die. It's better to just break down the wall. Brother Xiao Yao, you are too naive. The thickness of this wall can withstand the explosion of a grenade. How can we break it down? It will be very difficult to just rely on our few Yamen pistols. I'm afraid we may not be able to open it even if we run out of bullets. Who said we should use Yamen pistols? Just use this. Xiao Yao waved the fire stick in his hand. A fire stick? Let me tell you, even if you smash the stick into pieces, you can't break through this metal wall. How do you know if you don't try? Xiao Yao came to the door of the vault with a fire stick in his hand, then moved 2 steps to the side and came to the wall of the vault next to it. What a pity, if you knew the password, this would be a doomsday shelter. Once the wall was broken, the vault would lose its function as a shelter. Xiao Yao raised the fire stick and smashed it against the wall. Bang! A loud noise startled the people behind him and also scared old Wu next to him. The loud noise was accompanied by sparks flying, plus a minus 589 damage. Xiao Yao looked closely and saw that the metal vault door was actually dented by the smash. At this time, a long bar similar to the durability bar of the health bar appeared in Xiao Yao's field of vision. Reconnaissance, vault wall, durability 999,411/100000001, 2, 3. Damn it, the durability of this vault wall is 1 million, and I only dealt 589 damage in one hit. To completely break the wall, I have to attack 1,698 times. Even if I hit it once per second, it will take half an hour to continuously hit it. This 1,698 times is the durability of 1,698 fire sticks. Xiao Yao glanced at the durability of the fire stick, and it still had 4,920, 6,916. Fortunately, a Mo Yuan gem was inlaid, which made the durability of the fire stick reach nearly 7,000, otherwise how many fire sticks would be wasted? Thinking of this, Xiao Yao asked everyone to stop what they were doing. Pa pa pa. Xiao Yao clapped his hands, everyone stop what you are doing, there is a job to be assigned to everyone now. Xiao Yao directly took out all the broken sticks and emptied his backpack. There were more than 300 broken sticks. Next, I have an important task for you. I have found a way to open the vault, and the way is that everyone picks up sticks and attacks the wall of the vault. After each person is equipped, they can only cause 75 damage. With so many people here added up, they can cause 450 damage at a time. Although the damage of these people added up is not as high as a zone 589, but no matter how small a mosquito is, it is still meat, right? What's more, they consume these worthless sticks, which will break if they break, and the fire sticks in his hand must be used in key places. There is no need to use a butcher knife to kill a chicken. Chapter 323 Charging money makes me happy. Little brother, please forgive me for not being able to think straight. Are you going to use this broken wooden stick to smash through the wall of the vault? Old Wu looked at Xiao Yao in front of him in shock. Xiao Yao must be crazy. That's right. With enough effort, an iron rod can be ground into a needle. With so many of us in one stick each, this wall can fall down even if it's made of titanium. But, with enough effort, an iron rod can be ground into a needle is just a legend. Don't take it seriously. Legend? Today, we are going to create a legend, Old Wu. I know that according to your thinking, using wooden sticks to smash the vault is simply a fantasy, but this is my plan. What's more, if nothing unexpected happens, it will only take half an hour to break open the wall of the vault. Believe me, Old Wu, I never say anything that I am not sure of. Okay, since you have made up your mind, then count me in as Old Wu. Everyone listen to my command. All of you use this broken wooden stick to smash the wall I just marked. When the wooden stick breaks, come back to get it. The other wall is not integral with that wall. Remember, only attack that wall. If nothing unexpected happens, everyone can break through this wall by breaking about 20 wooden sticks. Break more than 20? Xiao Zai's eyes widened, he was afraid that his arm would be broken. I can guarantee you that if we break through this wall, as long as we have the endless wealth behind it, I can arm you all, and your survivability will at least be doubled. Double the survivability. Several people seemed unconvinced. Yet, several people were already waving wooden sticks excitedly, eager to try. Xiao Yao had no need to lie to them. Besides, the wall of the vault could be broken through in half an hour, and then the facts would speak for themselves. Ready. Start. Everyone gathered on the metal wall on the west side. In order to stand closer, everyone leaned sideways and hit the wall with wooden sticks. In Xiao Yao's field of vision, there were large areas of damage. Although the damage was small, there were too many people. In order to speed up, Xiao Yao also picked up a broken wooden stick and smashed it against the wall. Minus 359 one stick hit it, and it was almost as powerful as the attack power of 5 people. The speed could be increased again. Outside the vault, a row of people were smashing the metal wall frantically. From trying their best at the beginning to being out of breath now, there was still a deviation between the plan and the reality. People would get tired 15 minutes had passed, and almost everyone had no strength left. They didn't even have the strength to lift their arms. Xiao Yao looked at them who had slowed down to almost a stop, and said, take a break, drink some water, eat something, and replenish your strength? We will continue smashing in 10 minutes. Seeing that the metal wall had been deeply dented by their smash, they felt that the method Xiao Yao said might really work. Brother Xiao Yao, why do you say that with the money in the vault, we can be armed? Now there is no place to use the money. I can't understand it. Perhaps it was because of the second union with Xiao Yao. Xiao Yao became much more lively and dared to talk to Xiao Yao. At this time, he was curiously asking Xiao Yao, "Are you curious too?" Xiao Yao turned his head and said to the group of people sitting on the ground tiredly, "Leader, we are definitely curious. Now it's doomsday. I'm afraid that money must be the most useless thing. We can't understand why the leader said that with this money, we can be armed. Do you want to know?" "Yes. This is my ultimate secret, I won't tell you, haha." "Leader, how can you do this?" "Why, if anyone disagrees, come out and practice." Several people shrank their necks and dared not to raise any more opinions. They only joined in the fun because they saw Xiao Yao was in a good mood. After all, most of these people were Xiao Yao's slaves and had no right to raise any opinions. "Some things are not that I won't tell you. It's not good for you to know too much, you know? You just need to know that money is useless now, but for me, money is strength, money is superpowers. Could this be the legendary Krypton gold? Brother Xiao Yao, did you secretly recharge your money? Why are you so much stronger than us?" "Yes, I'm a Krypton gold boss, and recharging makes me happy." "Chief, we also want to recharge. Can you tell us the recharge entrance? Let us become stronger, so that we can better help the chief." "Recharge entrance? You really took it seriously. There is no recharge entrance. I am an internal test player. If you want Krypton gold, you can only recharge from me." After chatting for a long time, the tired bodies gradually recovered. No one really thought that they could spend money. If Leader Xiao Yao didn't say it, he must have his reasons. As for the recharge entrance, they were not fools. This was reality. What kind of money and recharge were just to liven up the atmosphere? If you take it seriously, you will lose. Okay, work harder and get up to work. I allow each of you to take 1 gold bar from the vault. Leader, why don't you change the reward? Gold bars are not attractive to us at all. Gold bars are not motivation. Damn, you animals, then if I arrange a girl for you, will you be motivated? Boss, there are 3 girls here, 2 of them are yours. Even if you arrange them for us, we won't have enough to share. Zeman Duexu, you are really obsessed with girls. Are you the descendant of Zeman Qing? You guys are looking for death? Have you got my consent? Are you already obsessed with me? Miss Chu was furious. Get to work. Finish this wall in 10 minutes, or everyone will be punished. The group started to smash the wall with wooden sticks again. About 10 minutes later, boom. With a loud noise, the entire metal wall collapsed. Yet, several people jumped up, as excited as if they had completed a great project of installing an elevator on the moon. This was the wall of the bank's vault, and they were smashed by a few people with wooden sticks. This can be said to be a true portrayal of Yugong moving mountains. At first, they were actually skeptical, but because Xiao Yao was the leader, they had to bite the bullet and do it. Unexpectedly, they really smashed through the vault wall with wooden sticks, which was simply an impossible task. Looking at the rows of golden bars on the shelves right in front of them, everyone was dazzled by the glitter of the gold bars, and some people even drooled. These were rows of gold bars, something that people had never seen in peacetime. This was a scene that ordinary people would never see in their lifetime. These gold bars were placed on the shelves just like goods sold in a supermarket. Because of the collapsed wall, a row of shelves with gold bars were knocked down, and a pile of gold bars were scattered on the ground. We've made a fortune. Several people stared at the glittering gold on the other side of the wall, and they were a little dazed, but they still restrained their impulse and did not go in. Xiao Yao was the leader here, and only Xiao Yao was qualified to distribute these. Although what caught his eyes were rows of gold bars, which also shocked Xiao Yao for a long time, but after taking a look around, Xiao Yao couldn't help but say, "Oh my god, that's all." Although it looks like a lot, it is still a little different from what I imagined. It feels a little less. There are only 6 shelves, each shelf has 2 layers, and each layer of gold bars is stacked with 5 layers. Xiao Yao directly stepped over the collapsed wall and reached out to touch the row of gold bars on the nearest shelf. It was cold to the touch. Xiao Yao picked up a gold bar, which was heavy and felt completely different from other metals. There were a few words on it, 999.9, 1,000 grams, which means that it is all 999 gold. The people behind him had black lines on their faces. There were so many gold bars, but they still thought it was not enough. The boss is the boss, and his vision is high. Chapter 324 Showdown, I am a billionaire. Xiao Yao started sweeping the rows of gold bars on the shelves. He collected them as he walked. The gold bars on the shelves slowly disappeared at a speed visible to the naked eye. In less than 10 minutes, Xiao Yao put all the gold bars on the shelves into his backpack. The people outside the wall stared at the magical scene of Xiao Yao collecting the gold bars as if they were watching a movie. Is this a storage ring? It's really magical. Yet, I didn't expect that the scene I only saw on TV would appear in front of me. If I hadn't seen it with my own eyes, I really couldn't believe it. Don't stare at it, find a way to move the collapsed wall. There are still a lot of things buried underneath. They are all yours. Great. Ziminduik so excitedly waved his fist. Xiao Zai, why are you so excited? These gold bars can't be eaten. Shijibalang was curious about Xiao Zai's excitement. Brother Shaq, you don't understand this. Although gold bars are of no use to us, they are useful to the boss. I can use the gold bars to exchange things with the boss. I can't ask the boss for things every day, wouldn't I become a burden to the boss? Since the boss needs gold bars, I will collect gold bars. I will collect whatever the boss needs. Fuck, kid, why didn't I realize before that you are so smart? It's all because of your good guidance, Brother Shaq. The group began to clean the wall again, but the wall was made of metal and was extremely heavy. Fortunately, the wall was not entirely made of metal. In the middle of the metal plate about 4 fingers thick, there were steel bars and cement. Think about it, how could the entire wall be made of metal? That's simply unrealistic. After collecting all the gold bars, Xiao Yao held a gold bar in his hand and grinned happily. A total of 1,314 gold bars were collected. Although the number was less than expected, it was already very good. Although the gold bars have no use at present, this metal is a rare metal. The number on this planet is limited, otherwise it would not be used as currency. It has no use now, but it does not mean that it will not be useful in the future. It will always be useful. After collecting the gold bars, Xiao Yao went straight to the shelf next door. There were things that made people's heart beat faster than gold bars, cash, rows of cash, and each bundle of cash was sealed with plastic wrap. Xiao Yao took it in his hand and cushioned it. The 100,000 cash was heavier than the gold bars, about as heavy as 2 gold bars. Xiao Yao tried to directly collect the bundle of 100,000 cash sealed with plastic wrap. System money plus 100000, huh? Xiao Yao breathed a sigh of relief. Fortunately, he could collect the money directly. Otherwise, he would have to remove all the plastic wrap before collecting it. He would have to count the money until his hands cramped. Then Xiao Yao breathed a sigh of relief again, took out his mobile phone, took a photo of the wall in front of him piled with cash, and recorded a video at the same time. This scene could only be seen once in a lifetime. Xiao Yao felt a little regretful that he did not take a photo of the shelf where the gold bars were placed just now. Now that all the gold bars were taken out and put on the shelf, Xiao Yao was too lazy to move. Forget it, if he didn't take a photo, at least he took a photo of the cash. After taking the photo, Xiao Yao threw himself in a pile of money. Then Xiao Yao looked at the ceiling of the vault and the bed made of cash. It turned out to be this feeling. When he didn't have it, he tried every possible way to get it. But suddenly he had so much cash, which made Xiao Yao feel unreal. He was afraid that all this was a dream. When he woke up, he was still the D-string otaku who was busy with his studies. Brother Xiao Yao. At some point, Xiao Yu came to Xiao Yao and gently called Xiao Yao. Sister Yu, do you think all this is true? Brother Xiao Yao, what's wrong with you? Why do you suddenly think about this? Of course it's true. It's real cash and gold. But if it were a peaceful time, I might not see so much cash and gold in my 10 lifetimes. Yet, more than a lifetime, even if it's 10 lifetimes, I won't see so much gold and cash. 1,314 gold bars, each weighing 1,000 grams. According to the previous gold price, it's 500 yuan G. This gold bar is 500,000. The gold bars just collected converted into cash is 657 million, and all of this is now in my backpack. Of course, it can't be converted into cash now, because no one will recycle these gold bars. After sighing for a long time, Xiao Yao stood up, Get to work. These cash are just waste paper if they are placed here, but they are real wealth if they are put into the backpack. Almost all the functions of my equipment need the support of money. Without these money, many functions will be abandoned. It seems reasonable to say that it is Krypton gold. Krypton gold makes me stronger. Xiao Yao finally experienced a feeling of counting money until his hands cramped. He collected all the cash again, leaving only empty shelves. Xiao Yao stared at the long string of numbers in the backpack, and counted. Ones, tens, hundreds. Backpack, money. 1,063,488,173 1 billion. Xiao Yao suddenly couldn't believe it. Is all this true? He has been struggling for so long, and the money has never exceeded 1 million at most. But now, it has suddenly exceeded 1 billion. Xiao Yao couldn't believe it. It was a little bit that he became rich overnight. The gold bars were fined 657 million, after all, there were only 1,314 bars, but this cash, like the books in the library, actually exceeded 1 billion. Ah! Xiao Yao shouted angrily, who else? Who else? Several people not far away stopped their work and quietly looked at Xiao Yao not far away. Anyone who suddenly sees so much cash will lose himself. The reason why they can stick to their original intentions is more because cash is of no use to them. Secondly, these cash belong to the leader and have nothing to do with them. It's the same as the employees working in the bank. With this money, not only can Xiao Yao take off, but even these little brothers around him will directly ascend on the spot. However, good luck can't always follow Xiao Yao. At this moment, a strong system prompt sound appeared, and this sound was even harsher than usual. System, Ling. It is detected that the host has obtained a huge amount of wealth in a short period of time, which seriously affects the balance. The system will conduct an emergency online update next. Fuck you, system. If you dare to take away all this money from me, I will die in front of you. The sudden appearance of the system prompt made Xiao Yao feel extremely empty and lost. This huge amount of wealth he just got would not be confiscated by the system directly, right? After all, this seemed to be cheating. This money is all his, no one can take it away from him, not even the system. If the system dares to take it away from me, I will jump off the rooftop. I don't want to play anymore. Who is afraid of who? System, Ling. Update completed. It is detected that the current regional currency system has collapsed. The original currency system is no longer suitable for the current environment. Therefore, the system currency system is no longer connected to the current real currency system. The system's self-currency system is enabled. For more information, please explore it yourself. The prompt of the completion of the update appeared in Xiao Yao's field of vision. Xiao Yao instantly switched to the backpack. Whoever dares to touch this money, I will kill him. There are full 19 squares in the backpack, and the place where the money was originally has changed. Backpack, copper coins. 1,063,488,173 huh? Xiao Yao took a deep breath. Fortunately, this cash was left for himself. However, why did the word money become the word copper coins? Is this the system's self-currency system? Xiao Yao curiously took out a copper coin from the backpack, and saw a round brass coin as big as a 1 yuan steel coin appeared in Xiao Yao's hand. There was no number on it. On the front was a bear-like animal eating bamboo. What is this? Panda. Chapter 325. Compete with Uncle Da for business, recycle equipment online and get copper coins. Is this a copper coin? Xiao Yao stared at the brass-colored steel coin in his hand with curiosity. He turned it over and saw a 6-pointed star mark on the back of the copper coin with a small hexagon in the middle. System, Ling. Because the system's self-currency system was enabled in advance, the recycling function was turned on. Recycling function. Xiao Yao felt that there were a lot of content in the system update today. Why does this recycling sound so familiar? I saw that there was a single black icon like a black hole at the bottom of the interface, which was slowly rotating, as if you would be sucked in if you looked at it. Xiao Yao clicked on the recycling function. The interface showed a larger black hole rotating slowly, with a selection button on the left and a confirmation button on the right. However, the confirmation button was gray, which meant it could not be operated. Xiao Yao curiously selected the selection option on the left, and the screen changed to show all the items in his entire backpack. Xiao Yao did not want to recycle anything in the backpack, but since there were still 2 groups of chicken, one with 999 pieces and the other with 256 pieces, which could be purchased from the mall anyway. Xiao Yao simply chose the 256 pieces. The screen changed to show the black hole interface that had just been recycled, but the chicken that he had just selected appeared above the black hole, and the confirmation button on the right also became brighter, meaning that he could click it, so Xiao Yao directly clicked on the confirmation button. System: recycle 256 low-quality chickens and get 2,560 copper coins. Oh my god, only this few copper coins? I am a person with a billion assets, so this little money is not worth my attention. After experimenting once, Xiao Yao has roughly understood that this recycling function is used to exchange things for money. After all, it is no longer possible to deposit and withdraw money from the real world. This system has also turned on the recycling function in a humane way. Without this function, even if there are tens of billions of assets, they will be spent. With the recycling function, it is different. In the world, everything can be recycled. Xiao Yao even thinks that this system is upgraded too late. Why not upgrade the recycling function earlier? In that case, he would have been invincible and would not need to rob the bank at all. This function is cool. I will recycle everything I see in the future. After all, it is all money, Xiao Yao muttered. Suddenly, he felt a bit like an advertisement that was flooding the screen in the old society. Uncle Dar recycles and gives away gold ingots online. It seems that what he is doing now is the same thing, but the recycling is not gold ingots. Huh? I don't have ingots, but I have a copper coins. The system has already chosen them for me. Uncle Dar gives ingots when he recycles online, and I give copper coins when I recycle online. Haha. Let's get back to the point. Now that we have money, of course the first thing we should do is to improve our strength and expand the backpack 128,000 to open 20 spaces. Continue to open. System: backpack space has reached 20, and copper coins cannot be used to open new functions. Please search for the secret treasure box to open subsequent spaces. System: I feel like you're playing with me. I have never heard of this secret treasure box. I have never even heard of it. Tell me, where should I get this secret treasure box? System: secret treasure box. Zombies above level 1 have the chance to drop it. Okay, very good, you can. You are the boss, you have the final say. Xiao Yao looked at the backpack angrily. He originally wanted to open it directly until it could not be opened, but he didn't expect that he could not open it after opening only one. This system is playing tricks on him. He actually needs a secret treasure box to open the subsequent space. Money is not useful, 20 spaces are enough for now. The next step is to sort out the space. After all, it is very uncomfortable to have too much money and no place to spend it. He must spend several 100,999 low-quality chicken? Recycle. 200 bags of mineral water? Recycle. Low-quality blood essence 985? Forget it, keep this for now. I have to research and develop it to get 999 immediately. The tattered suit has already developed the tattered t-shirt and tattered canvas shoes. The rest of the wooden stick headband jeans have not reached the number of 999. It seems that I have to collect these equipment next, at least to get 999 and research and develop them first. I sorted out the backpack. There are 20 spaces, and 5 are empty. The rest cannot be recycled. The number is too small, and they are all what Xiao Yao needs most. At this time, I promised them to change their suits. Although the properties of the Yaman suit are higher than those of the refined civilian suit, the slave suit has been renamed the civilian suit. Xiao Yao now has enough copper coins to upgrade the civilian suit once more, that is, to the level of magic blue suit. Moreover, upgrading to the level of magic blue suit can produce an additional property, which the Yaman suit does not have. First, get a set of magic civilian suit to see the properties. After spending 878,750 to get a set of magic blue civilian suit, Xiao Yao checked the properties of this set. Magic headband, plus 156 attack, plus 50 defense, durability 1256, 1256 magic t-shirt, plus 156 health, plus 1% mental recovery speed min, durability 1256, 1256 magic jeans, plus 156 health, plus 1% health recovery speed min, durability 1256, 1256 magic canvas shoes, plus 156 health, movement speed plus 10%, durability 1256, 1256 magic wooden stick, plus 156 attack, plus 10% critical strike chance, durability 1256. Although the rest of the equipment has a second additional attribute, it seems that only the additional attribute of the genes is the best. The rest of the attributes did not achieve the expected results. It took nearly 880,000 to forge a set of magic civilian suits. To continue forging the next level, it would cost 1 million. Adding the initial investment, it would cost 9,393,750, or 10 million, to forge the next level of equipment. Xiao Yao calculated the cost and felt that it was a bit too much. After all, the starting point of this set of equipment was a tattered piece of equipment, which was already low. Was it necessary to spend 10 million to upgrade it? This made Xiao Yao hesitate. However, seeing his own 1 billion assets, Xiao Yao gritted his teeth and thought, forget it, once and for all. Even if he added himself, it would only be 70 million, less than 100 million, and it was still worth investing. Suddenly, Xiao Yao discovered a serious problem. The raw materials were insufficient. Except for the tattered t-shirts and tattered canvas shoes that could be purchased from the mall, the rest of the equipment was only 300 at most, especially the wooden sticks. A batch was used up to smash the wall just now, and now there are only 10 sticks. It seems that the only way is to upgrade the t-shirts and canvas shoes to the next level. Xiao Yao started to work immediately. He bought tattered t-shirts and tattered canvas shoes from the mall again, and then forged them crazily. The people around him saw Xiao Yao sitting quietly on the shelf where the cash was originally placed in a daze. After all of Xiao Yao's operations were to communicate with the system with his brain. From the outside, Xiao Yao looked like he was in a daze at this time. They didn't want to disturb him, so they found something to do. Since Xiaoxin sobered up, she learned about Xiao Yao and Xiao Yu's story last night. At this time, she tried her best to ensure that she would not disturb Xiao Yao. Xiaoxin looked at Xiao Yu sitting obediently next to Xiao Yao, retracted her gaze, turned around and walked out of the collapsed wall. She wanted to go out and relax. This might be the best ending. Because there is no need to forge 5 pieces of equipment, now only t-shirts and canvas shoes are needed, so only 3,752,500 gold is spent to forge 2 pieces of equipment. The colors of the names of these 2 pieces of equipment have changed and become yellow names. Rare t-shirt, plus 390 health, plus 50 intelligence, plus 2.5% mental power recovery speed minute, durability 3,140, 3,140 rare canvas shoes, plus 390 health, plus 50 agility, movement speed plus 25%, durability 3,140/3,140. The attributes of the t-shirt are not very interesting, and the plus 50 intelligence is also dispensable. However, the attributes of this pair of canvas shoes make Xiao Yao very satisfied. Plus 50 agility. These canvas shoes actually add so many agility attributes at once, which is really timely. With this 50 agility, Xiao Yao does not have to worry about not being able to hunt the zombies. Don't forget that to obtain these agility attributes, you have to upgrade to level 25, and it also increases the movement speed by 25%. End of this chapter. Thank you very much for reaching the end. Don't forget to like. Looking for more exclusive content and immediate access? Subscribe to our Patreon. Remember, every like, subscription, or donation encourages us to continue. Thanks to everyone. See you in the next video.